And we are live. Hey guys, I'm Wolfie. This is Poggy, and this is the Wolfie and Poggy Show. We got a special show today. Since we all know the 49ers are out of it, we're going to do some mock draft and some draft prospects. It's exciting. We're going to jump right into it, and then pretty much all offseason up to the draft, we're going to keep talking about it, really get to know these players. Poggy here is the guy who's really into college and everything else. So he's our professional here. Expert, quote, our expert. And before we get into that, we're going to jump into the NFL week predictions, who won, who lost. And then we're going to talk about the 49ers versus Dolphins game, get our opinion on that as well, what we think of it. I haven't heard his take on it, what he thinks of the players, the coaching staff, the scheme, everything that entirely happened. So we'll jump into that. But before we start this show, we're sponsored by water. It's really good for you. It's good for your skin. It's good for your organs. It makes your skin just shine bright, you know, and if you really want to get the ladies, you gotta get that skin. H2O. Gotta have it. All right.
High quality H2O.
H2O. All right. How you doing, Wolfie? How's your not Wolfie, Poggy. How's your
I'm doing great, Wolfie. How you doing, buddy?
Fantastic. We got an interesting show today. Because we're going to talk NFL week predictions. I had the Titans beating the Colts, which was a poor mistake because they lost. And so that puts me in the loss column there. But the Jags lost the Raiders. So that happened for a tie. Next up, what comes down to that is, since we both got a game there, it's the tiebreaker, which is the over-under. He had the over, I had the under, and as we all saw, they went over, all because they had to get a stupid-ass, garbage-time, dumb motherfucking touchdown at the end of the game for no reason at all, dude. All he had to do was just slide. All he had to do was slide, and it was over. But A-Chan was like, nah, man, let's fuck over Wolfie right now.
Him,
let's get that garbage-time touchdown, because if he didn't get that garbage time,
what a guy.
Oh my God!
What a guy! Great guy!
He just
what a hero!
Up Poggy, and I was like, okay, even though we lost, but guess on the bright side, guess what? I got the under. I was like, yes, I got it. And then he runs for a touchdown for no fucking reason, and I was like, no!
Great guy, great winner.
I was like, dude,
he's a hero to this country.
Oh, I forgot something. Be right back. Hold on.
Good luck, buddy.
Damn, dude. And so, yeah. I was pretty pissed off.
I unfortunately missed the game because I had work and daughter's birthday. So, yeah, I missed the whole game. I just had to watch it from my phone. Yeah, you're just casually winning. That's all. You're just casually winning. Yeah, that's what I usually do anyways.
We got a Sam Fram game in here with a thumbnail, with creators, with a mod, with a chat, with a draft equals best stream ever. Hey, man, I appreciate you. Appreciate you, man, no doubt. 49ers sports, we get an O-line for next season. Stay healthy. We're a good team again. Exactly, man. Just took all that bad luck away. We're going to have to get through a lot of shit talk about the 49ers, Brock Purdy, et cetera. It's going to be a crazy offseason. But next year, the 49ers just got to prove themselves again, which they could do because they've done it year after year after year after year after year. This is just that year that everyone wants to take advantage of the 49ers situation. And you know what? Whatever. So we got Jake in the house take on the Philly game. Jane Daniels is dope. I don't know if CJ Gardner-Johnson should have got ejected from that game. However, I heard that he said some pretty vulgar shit. I heard what he said was pretty bad. Something about the offensive player's son or some shit. Which
never do that.
You don't do that, man. You're like, you can't be doing that. Like, don't be talking. Like, I understand talk shit.
Don't be an idiot.
Yeah, that's just too much for me. But I don't know if he got ejected, though. I think, like, he should have got the penalty and a warning on the hands, like, hey, you can't be saying shit like that. But once he left, I heard that the game changed and the Jane Daniels just did his thing. I thought it was a great game. I saw parts of it. I saw the highlights. I thought it was really good. Jane Daniels looks like an absolute stud. And to me, honestly, I know it's just 1 year, and this is just an opinion. It's not a proclamation here. So far, Jane Daniels looks better than Caleb Williams. That's all. That's so far. So we'll see how it goes with Caleb Williams, if he gets another head coach, if he gets another player, a better situation next year. We'll see how it goes. So that's my take on the game. Great game. If you're a Commanders fan, you got to be having a crazy year right now because you have that Hail Mary situation against the Bears. Then you have this game against a top team against the Eagles. You got to be feeling yourself right now, man. You got to be feeling yourself. That TD was crazy. I saw the last TD. Yeah, you got to be feeling yourself if you're a Commanders fan. If you're an Eagles fan, you got to feel bummed out. I trolled a few Eagles fans last night. I was like, see, this man's out. Oh, you got Pickett out here scored 27 points. You think Hurts? I was just trolling. I don't think Hurts is worse than Pickett, but like, trust me, it was rage bait. Tyler Hell's in the house. Cool Chiefs fan, I know. What up? All right, so let's go ahead and get to the week prediction. Gets back to that real quick. So obviously, I lost just because of Achan thinking like I can't get over that dude. I honestly, I felt every bettor's pain whenever they complained. Whenever a bettor complains about like, oh, he just happens to get that last touchdown. Oh, he chose not to get that touchdown because I bet this money. I felt the pain of why bettors do this, but also it made me realize just how sensitive gamblers are when they think it's just the whole world's against them. It's like, no, you just made a stupid bet.
Why you don't gamble?
That's why you don't gamble, man. It's outside of your control. That's why you don't do it. Let's go. Chiefs win again. They certainly do, man. Go to playoffs. I got them winning the Super Bowl. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, so since I lost, I need to get a napkin real quick. Get this out of the way. I think I got one on my bar here. Dude. Okay, here we go. I lost. So bright side. Okay, the bright side of living in my complex, they have a lemon tree. They have multiple lemon trees here. Lucky me.
Good fresh lemon. That's not too bad. I mean, you can't complain about that.
So I got the seeds out. I got all four, but they're bigger. You don't understand that more fresh ones are huge, dude. This is huge.
That's good. It should be all that much better.
Okay, I don't think it's going to be that bad. I don't think it's going to be that bad. We'll see. We'll see how bad it is. I don't think it's going to be that bad. I think a lime might have been worse, but all right, I'm stalling. I'm stalling. Okay. Now, do I have to eat the peel or is it just the juice?
No, you got to eat. What do you mean the peel? You don't have to eat the peel.
Not the peel, but I mean like the
you have to eat it. Yeah, you have to eat it, not the juice.
Okay.
He's trying to get off easy.
I'm being a bitch right now. I've never actually just eaten a lemon before, even in drinking games. I've never done the lemon, whatever that with tequila is. I think it's tequila or gin. I've never done that. Okay, here we go. It's like jumping in cold water. Just fucking do it. Okay. Oh my God. That's a lot worse than I thought. Oh my God. Oh, okay. That's one peel down. I don't know if I can do four at once, man. Might have to do it throughout the show. All right. Okay. Papa J in the house. He's like, I can't miss this shit. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. All right, here we go. All right, number 2. It's the Wolfie and Poggy show. All right. Oh my God. That's a lemon's fresh, dude. All right. I got like, what are the things called inside the lemon? The pulp, whatever it is. It's like stuck between my teeth. I can't hear you. You're on mute. But my God, dude.
He'll be there all day.
You'll be there all day. You're going to see some shit hanging from my teeth after this. All right, here we go. All right. Don't worry, guys. After this this challenge, I have to do it. I lost the week predictions. So after I finish eating this lemon, we're going to talk about 49ers versus Dolphins loss. So you guys hear our opinions on that. If I don't fucking lose my teeth in this. Okay.
Just the enamel. You'll be okay.
Just the enamel, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like fine. Nowadays, I can just buy some fake teeth.
Yeah, you get porcelains.
Get some porcelains. That was the worst one. Oh! Oh! Oh my God. Oh, you guys voted for a fucking lemon, dude. That's wild.
No, I think that was smart.
That was smart?
Yeah. What do you mean that was wild?
I can't think right now. I can't think right now. All right. That one looks like thick and juicy.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice one.
That's a nice drip.
Make sure to take your time with it.
All right, guys. You guys voted for this shit. Here we go. Okay, at least I'm awake. I'm relatively awake right now. All right. Last one right here. Oh.
Why are you drooling? You got to get all the juices.
I'm pulling the shit out of my teeth, so you guys want to see that. It's gross. My buck tooth's like claiming fucking pulp. Oh my God. Oh, don't touch my eyes. Do not touch my eyes. I was like,
no, that wouldn't be good.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Don't want to touch my eyes. No. Hold on. I got some soap. It's in the back. Oh my God.
What a sissy. Lemons aren't that bad. I think we should have gotten some really sour candy or something made him eat that. It is kind of fun watching him cry, though, a little bit. So, I mean, he does deserve it after that terrible season he's had. I mean, he didn't have any injuries or any family emergencies or anything, and he lost this season. I mean, God. No excuses for this guy. Just poor coaching, poor planning. I mean, just terrible on his part this season.
You're making me cringe, bro. It's been done. It's been done. God.
Proud of you, buddy.
Poggy's been violating you. Yeah, man, dude. I believe it. Fuck, dude. I would love to see this guy's grumpy ass face fucking do it next time. So
you'll never get it. I'll still win.
All right. Whew. All right. All because fuck you, A-Chain. A-Chain, whatever your fucking name is.
I mean, he is a hero. Not all heroes wear capes, just so you know.
Or play on your team. That's for sure. Okay. All right. Hold on. My mouth is just like, so I gotta claim myself back here. Okay. Woo! All right. You're making me cringe. Poggy's been violating. Laugh emojis. Hey, man. I'm glad there's something coming out of this, man. Bring some kind of joy. You watching the Christmas games? I am not. I don't have Netflix. I do not have Netflix, so I am not watching the game.
Yes.
Poggy is. Poggy's going to go and watch those games. But I'll probably have updates and things of that nature. So we'll go from there. All right, moving on from that nightmare bullshit, let's go jumping into the 49ers versus Dolphins loss. Sorry. 49ers versus Dolphins loss. Look, so I already put it out there. What I made a short about it. I already made a whole, like, who I take the blame for the loss thing. Like, the 49ers need an offensive line. The offensive line was absolutely atrocious. That offensive line cost so much of that, all these drives constantly, penalty after penalty after penalty, up to the point where even Pearsall completely destroyed a really clutch drive which would have been a very big deal, all because the dude couldn't do the basic. He did some Kadarius Toney shit by not just getting on the line, dude. He was the reason why we didn't get that drive there. It came like, 3rd and 12 at that point, and it was just ridiculous after a very good catch by Deebo Samuel. So it's just that offensive line is so bad, and I just don't understand how that all that entire offensive line gets trucks, and then literally the next game you see the worst product you've seen all year, the worst output. It's like they got spoiled. It was like, oh, well, I guess if we play like shit, we still get gifts. Ooh. And if I'm Brock Purdy, man, I'm fucking livid, dude. I'm like, I understand that he's a lot more humble than I am. I understand that he has a lot more poise than I do because he's a quarterback for an NFL team. But like, dude, would you not be upset? How would that not be in the back of your mind thinking like, I gave these people cars and trucks and they threw me under the bus? I don't understand, like, that fucking blow. I would be so pissed. Even in the back of my mind, you got to be a leader. Got to go to the podium and be like, hey, it was me, blah, blah, which he did. But my God, dude, offensive line is so atrocious. And then speaking offensive line, people want to blame the interception on Brock Purdy. The Rams one, yes. The game-losing Rams one, 110% agree. That one was his fault. This one, literally, Calais Campbell, who's one of the biggest D tackles in like NFL history, okay, was like 6'9", 6'10" or some shit, 300-something pounds, comes barreling down on him while he's trying to make an intermediate throw, trying to get some mustard on it. And before he can release that ball as it was coming out, he gets laid the fuck. I mean, he got obliterated from my TV screen. That dude flew off his feet and went to another freaking dimension, okay? Like Doctor Strange opened up a portal and he went somewhere else. That's how bad that hit was. That was insane. I'm shocked. He's got to be in pain right now. He's got to be suffering right now. He can't, like, people want to blame the interception on him. It's not like he didn't get laid the fuck out and was like, okay, that was all me. That throw was all me. I'm the one that was all the mustard I had. No. He threw the ball, and if the offensive line could just do their fucking job, if Jake Brendel wasn't ass from the start, okay, he probably would have had time to make that throw. Would it have been an interception? We never know. But if there was an interception and Brock Purdy actually got the mustard on it, then I would blame him. But in that scenario, you cannot expect a quarterback to be accurate while he's getting car wrecked straight into his freaking chest and still throw a dime. He's done it before and against the Jags, but that is something you cannot consistently do week after week after week. Some people want to blame Brock Purdy for that interception. I do not know how. You just
I didn't see the game, so I can't speak too much on it. But I mean, I don't know how you can blame him when your offense. I did hear the offensive line struggled throughout the game. And I saw some of the highlights. Deebo kind of showed up, which is kind of weird but I think he did have something to prove, right, that game because of him talking shit and then completely being a dud that last game. So I understand him kind of balling out this game. But, yeah, it looks like everybody else just didn't show up to the game. I mean, our defense didn't even look that great. From what I saw on the highlights, our defense just kind of came out flat-footed. So, unfortunately, I didn't get to see it. I just had a busy day yesterday.
So Greenlaw played good for like a quarter, and then he got hurt. So your injury-prone type things is coming to fruition. However, he's coming back from the Achilles tear, and he probably has that soreness, and that's just how it is, even though it was the other leg, not the Achilles tear part. Not the Achilles tear one. But he got hurt. He was out. Green was outstanding. For the most part, he shut down Hill. Hill got shut down by Green, our rookie, so that's actually a great sign. Warner played fantastic. But outside of that, those are the only two players I think in my mind that deserve any kind of credit for that defensive effort. You can give a little bit of credit to the rookie Evan Anderson. He actually looked pretty good in that game. That's a little bit of an honorable mention. But the two players that popped off the most were Green and Warner. Lenore, I guess you could say, was also deserves some credit. Ward 2. The corners, I guess. The corner and Warner played fantastic. Safeties, not so much. D-line, not at all. Was non-existent. Bosa was a non-factor. So the defense was terrible. The offensive line was terrible. Brock Purdy was getting his ass beat left and dude, it was like watching a 3-hour torture film. It was like watching a Saw movie. It was Saw 11, dude. Left and right, this dude's getting his ass beat. If he is not hurt today, if he doesn't have something broken, I'd be shocked, dude. I can't. If you watch that, I could not stand watching it. And I was like, everyone's gonna blame Brock for this performance, and it's like no fucking quarterback can perform under these conditions, man. He was getting laid out, absolutely destroyed, dude. It was the worst performance I've ever seen by an offensive line. I can't like Caleb. It was like Caleb Williams-esque offensive line troubles. It was so terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So definitely 100. Even Richard Sherman was like, your number one priority next year is offensive tackle, center, guard, and right tackle. He was just like, you need a 1, 2, 3, and 4 is all offensive line. And I agree. It was that bad. It was really apparent just how bad that offensive line. Jalen Moore got hurt, so he was out for the rest of the game. And Burford played tackle, and Burford actually played better at tackle. Banks ended up getting hurt as well. He's probably be out for the rest of the season. Looked like he tore something in his knee. He got trampled on. His knee like caved in. So Banks is probably out. He's injury prone too as well. So the offensive line was dealing with like third depth O-line players to fourth O-line players. Zakel was out there. It was terrible. You got Brendel, who's practically a fourth string center already.
Yeah.
So that's what I think of the loss. But I will, like you said, I think you brought up Debo. Debo, yeah, he played great. Honestly, best offensive player out there. Played phenomenal. Honestly, looked like vintage 2021-esque. I don't want to say exactly like that, but he was breaking tackles. He was dodging players. He was breaking expectations. He was doing things. I was like, oh my God, I haven't seen this in a long fucking time.
It'd be nice if he could continue that.
It'd be nice if he could do it next year. If you could do this next year, fine. You could redeem yourself. But there's no way in any fucking world, okay, does he deserve credit when we needed you to perform like that last week against the Rams when we needed it most. And when it doesn't fucking matter, you're like, oh, this is a problem that I hate. This is why you do not, and I repeat, you do not throw aside criticism when it is warranted. When you have zero self-awareness, you're going to do stupid shit like you do in Rams and get complacent and not play very good. But it wasn't until you realize, oh shit, I do suck. Oh my God, I'm dropping game-winning touchdowns. I am trash. Everyone's right. You decide to play fucking fantastic the next game when it doesn't matter at all. Like, this is why you need some fucking self-awareness. This is why you need to not be like going on Twitter, I'm not struggling. It's someone else's fault. It's not me. No, it's fucking you, dude.
Yep.
You need to go out there and prove it that it's not you. If you went out there in the Rams game and proved it wasn't you, that would have been different. If you took this game and put it into the Rams game, everyone would be looking at you differently. We probably would have won that, and we'd still be in the fucking playoff conversation. It drives me mad.
No, I agree.
So, like, it's great that he played that way and that there's still kind of that Debo in there, but because you're stubborn, because you have zero self-awareness and you're a fucking diva, we're out of the playoffs now. It's just
we're not even in the picture for that. So
he's like, let me save face. Oh my God,
ridiculous. Yeah.
So Jake sucks. Jake, that sucks for Cincy. I thought you were about to talk about Jake Moody there for a second. So let's go ahead and talk about Jake Moody. He fucking sucks, dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's terrible at his job. Did you see the missed kick?
I saw it on the highlights.
That was like what, a 30-yarder? Like something really short, something he should have.
That's somebody we could get rid of.
That is someone we definitely need to get rid of. And honestly, I don't think we're gonna get rid of him. This is what they're gonna approach it. They need to go and get someone to, like, some people say, oh, we bring him in so competition brings out the best of everybody. No, you need to bring in someone who seriously is like who could actually compete for the job.
We picked him up early too. We picked him up in the third round. 41
yards, dude.
We picked him up in the third round last year, didn't we? Or the year before, something like that.
Yeah. We picked him up it was pretty much a early fourth round pick, but it was like a compensation pick in the third round.
So I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Worst
a valuable
ever.
pick to use. Yeah. Well,
And I think there was like offensive linemen we could have picked up that were good. There were some wide receivers that were good. There were some players that we could have got, but we decided to get Jake Moody, who's costing us games, dude. Straight up games. And they're not like, okay, if you want to say 50 plus yards or whatever, I understand that you want to get a clutch kicker to do that, but if he can make 49 or under, that's not too bad. That's not something you can complain about like too much, right? That's still making like what, a top 10 kicker technically. But he's missing under 49. He's missing 41 yarders. He's missing 30 yarders. He's missing 45 yarders. You can't be doing that and be an NFL kicker, man.
no.
You got to cut your losses with the third round pick. I understand that when you draft some, that's why you do not draft a kicker with third round pick, because they will cost you games and you feel the need to keep them because they're third round draft picks. If he goes to another team and plays fantastic, that's great. That's great for him. But he sucks with us. And that's the argument we'll always have. If he plays great somewhere else, fine. But he sucks here. That's what matters.
I agree. Yeah.
It's so bad. Everyone played terribly. Debo, I'm not going to give him credit because he chose a bad time to do it, but if you wanted to, you could. Brock Purdy, I thought, was the only person out there fucking trying his ass off to win games, while the offensive line, rest of the wide receivers were ass. Absolutely terrible. Running back Patrick Taylor was fucking garbage. He's bad.
I'm not too surprised. I mean, he's trying to come in, no time with the team really, and try to. He hasn't really been a relative back for a long time, so I'm not too surprised, to be honest with you. I didn't think he was going to come in and be a big impactful player.
But, like, if you're going to do that, like, okay, I don't understand, like, when a player is not playing good, and it's obviously that guy is shit, you need to see what you have in your other running backs, and I wanted to see a Bonnie Conda out there. You obviously saw that Patrick Taylor was not making plays, not doing anything at all. He literally, if you can almost say this was an interception. There was a ball where Brock Purdy threw it straight into Patrick Taylor's hands. Okay, there may have been a guy a yard away from him, a guy a yard behind him. But Brock Purdy throws an absolute dot, gets it right in his hands, and he fucking pops it up into the air. And the defender like barely grabs it, but it touches the ground just barely. So it could have been an interception if you wanted to say it was. It was. People, I saw this because I was on YouTube because I was walking my dog at the time, were saying Brock Purdy shouldn't be throwing that. He's throwing it into triple coverage. That is his fault. It hit him right in the fucking numbers, dude. Right here. It was a perfect ball. And I'm sorry, if a guy's a yard away or a yard behind him, that's a good enough little room there, man. That means the catch radius is perfect. I don't know how you could blame Brock for that, especially when it was Patrick Taylor who grabbed it and then was like, hey, here you go. Did a whole, like, you know that throw, I don't know if you saw the highlight of Kyle Pitts where he gave Michael Penix's first interception. I don't know if you've seen that. Pitts caught the ball and then just threw it up into the air, essentially, and it was a pick. People were like saying, oh, that's Kyle Pitts' fault. Rightfully so. But it was bar for bar the same thing what happened to Purdy, and they're saying it's Purdy's fault. No, you're just saying that shit to fit your goddamn narrative. Like, be real, dude. Like, that is not his fault. Not every interception is created equal. And I'm so tired of that. Like, oh, Purdy should have done that. Shut up, dude.
You need consistent. You need consistency before you can make any kind of decision on something. And it's like the Shanahan thing. I mean, he's consistently won for us, right? We've been consistently in the playoffs. We've gone to the Super Bowl. Yeah, we haven't won it, but what team wouldn't want to go to the Super Bowl or have a chance to go to the Super Bowl or make it to the playoffs, make it to the NFC Championship? So consistently, we've been going there. So it's like, okay, we haven't won it, but what team wouldn't want that chance? Like, we're the higher percentage of a team that's going to get there than all these. There's 32 teams, and we're one of the best teams in the league because of this. You know what I mean? And Purdy consistently has been good, and it's an off year, but it's an off year for the team. Nobody on the team besides, I'd say, for George Kittle and Fred Warner are playing good this year. And I'd say there's a few players. Lenore's been balling. I say Lenore's been balling this year. So there's a few,
Rookies
there's
are
a couple.
progressing.
Yeah, I'd say there's less than 5 players probably balling this year. But it's a team sport. So if the team's not producing, an individual can't produce either. And the team as a whole have had so many issues that you can't just point the fingers at one player or one coach. It's the organization has had, we've said it so many times, it's an organizational thing. And I'm just tired of people knee jerk reaction on things and just going, oh my God, we gotta burn down the house. We got to burn down the house. I saw a cockroach. I think it was a cockroach. It might have been a cockroach. It's like, no, like, just relax, guys.
Exactly. Just relax. It's a year where, like, again, like, we look at we've said this 1,000 times. Well, I've said it 1,000 times. 2020, people look at that as a justification. How do you not look at this year as a justification of all of them? I mean, from the injury standpoint, it's equivalent to 2020 plus the holdouts, bad luck, all that shit, right? All that's bad. The rest period is the worst in the NFL. But when you look at those games, you could clearly tell that there's a dysfunction. There's not a consistency among the players. Like, there's no cohesion there. They're not working together to win games. They are literally working together to hold the offense back. The amount of penalties where we get to 3rd and 2 or we get a first down, but there's a holding call. There's no offsides on the offensive lineman some fucking how. There's illegal formations because wide receivers can't get in the right spot. It's a whole thing holding back this team. And when I watch that game against the Dolphins, I think to myself, there's no fucking quarterback can survive that game and win. It was shocking that we even scored 17 points. It was constantly moving the chains back. You would get momentum, then a penalty. You would get momentum, and then something stupid a player would do. It's just constant shots in the foot, constant injuries, constant inconsistency, if that makes sense. Constant inconsistency throughout the entire game. Brock Purdy was the only person on offense that looked like he wanted to win that motherfucking game. He looked like the only guy on the field that was trying his best. It could have been Patrick motherfucking Mahomes out there, and he would probably come out the same outcome. 17 points. He'd probably come out with 17, 20 points. Okay, it's insane to me that people are saying, oh, it's this one guy, so we got to fire him. Oh, it's this one guy, so we got to get rid of him. When in 2019, we were phenomenal. In 2021, we were phenomenal. In 2022, we were phenomenal. In 2023, we were phenomenal. And then the one down year, every time we have a bad year, I don't understand there's going to be haters that are going to, like, pick us apart. There's haters. But there's actually people who are 49ers content creators or 49ers fans are saying this is the product of what the 49ers actually are. That doesn't make any fucking sense. If you have a bad day at work, but you're fucking excellent at work for the rest of the week, or you just shit at your job, like, it doesn't make any sense, man. Like, it's like we're in our emotions, right? We have this recency bias going on, and we think the sky is falling, right? Right now, I've seen multiple Giants fans be like, oh my God, I just want to go to the playoffs. Oh my God, it's been 10 years and we can't go to the playoffs.
I mean, look at the Lions.
We don't have a coach. We don't have this, blah, 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 blah. We've had bad luck after bad luck after bad luck and successful years after successful years after successful years. Calm the fuck down. If this happens again next year, fine. That becomes a consistent thing. But it didn't. It's one fucking year where you're bound to have a bad year. You're bound to have – this is bound to happen to
everybody's ready to jump off the ship. It's like, if you're not a real fan, I mean, it really shows if you're a fan or not, right? Like, you're ready to rebuild the entire team based off of this one season. And it's like, are you a fan or are you just a wishy-washy person that just doesn't really understand football? Because this is football. This is what happens in football. There are years where things just don't go right for a team. It doesn't mean disband the whole entire team and rebuild, because you're going to have 4 or 5 years where this team's going to completely suck if you go that route. We have a good team.
Yeah.
It just, we need to stay healthy. People had some family issues. There was contract shit. So hopefully going into this next season,
Rest.
we
We
don't
have the
have that.
most rest in the entire NFL. On
Yeah,
top
I
of that,
mean,
on top of those,
let's look forward to next season. Let's just look to fill the pieces that we actually need, not do this. We need to replace this player. We need to replace that player. We need to replace that player, because then you're changing the whole team. You're changing the look of the whole team, and then you're putting in players that might not fit the scheme, might not even work in the locker room. Like, relax, take a deep breath, take a walk, turn off your internet, stop talking, just relax.
it's it's almost as if like you just need to be like you need to realize that culture is important. And if you're constantly dismantling and rebuilding and destroying and just breaking everything down, especially from last year, we went to the Super Bowl and then we went to the Super Bowl in 2019 and had that shit year the next year. That pattern is a thing. We just went to the Super Bowl last year. Now this is happening to us. Next year, we're faced the AFC South, NFC South. It's just, if you do that, you're taking away from the culture. No player is going to want to go to a team that's constantly just saying, "Oh, we suck now. Let's just rebuild and let's just destroy everything. Let's get rid of the quarterback. Let's get rid of the head coach and stuff." No player is going to want to go to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to have that consistency. You need to build that culture. Again, it's not like we're the Giants. It's not like we're the Jags. It's not like we're a bunch of team that's constantly, consistently being ass after year after year after year. Wait until you see what the product. If it happens next year and it becomes a consistent trend, then we could be like, hey, something definitely needs to change.
Then let's talk about options. Right now, you're like I said, you're just ready to burn down the whole house over 99% of the things that were out of the franchise's control. I mean, the contract negotiations, yeah, I mean, you could debate that all you want, but I mean, all the off the field family issues that happen, you can't control death. I mean, you don't. I mean, these family issues, things like that, injuries is going to happen. That's a part of the sport. But who has that amount of depth on their roster where they have 20 running backs or 5 offensive linemen at one position? It's like we just nothing worked out for the franchise this season.
Football is a game of momentum and consistency. It's hard to if you're constantly changing players in the offensive line because of injuries, if you're constantly changing players in the wide receiver room, running back room, on the defensive side of the ball as well, if you're constantly cycling through that, it's hard to build momentum. It's hard to build cohesion. It is football is often spoke about as the ultimate team sport. Okay, you have 11 players on one side, 11 players on another. They all have to get on the same page. And if you have constantly switching players after switching players after switching players after switching players, it's going to be hard to build consistency. It's going to be hard to build cohesion. So let's go ahead and try and get off this loss real quick so we can get into the draft stuff. We talked about 38 minutes, but my final thoughts on the thing is the Dolphins. And well, I actually know what. There's one thing I want to say. Some people were like, "Oh, we should tank this season. We should lose these games." We lose this game, and now everyone's like, "We lost. What the fuck?" And it's like, you just said we should tank and try and get a better pick. Which is it, man? Like, you can't
make up your mind.
You're going that requires losing, dude. That requires losing a game, dude. It's like, I don't understand, man. You'd be like, I want a better pick, but I also want to win. I don't understand that.
Some people's
That's
logic.
my final thoughts on that. What's your final? You got any final thoughts on that?
No, I agree. Yeah, people's logic is just mind blowing sometimes. So, yeah.
And I understand that a lot of fans get like football is one of the most like ultimate fan passion sports. So I know where that kind of overreaction comes from. I know where that need to be successful right now when a Super Bowl comes from right now, but that's not how football works. I think like 12 teams have won a Super Bowl since the 49ers did in like 1995. It's not easy winning a Super Bowl. Just because we get that close doesn't mean we weren't successful. It doesn't make any sense. So
exactly.
I'm pretty let's get some of these comments and we'll talk. There's a lot here. So yeah, Debo right now is on cloud 9. Think about it, he proved a point. Yeah, I've heard that he was smiling and shit in a press conference about that. So no 49ers fan, or honestly, I've seen some NFL fans who are not happy about that. Not using your backups, that sounds like a Kyle problem. Hey, you huge fan of the show, already a sub. Quick question, is Jalen Milroe a Lamar comp or an AR-15 comp? Don't know much about college football, but I do know he is in a great organization in Alabama. You're the college guy, not me.
Jalen Moreau, Lamar Compere.
The QB for Alabama. I would say he's more AR-15. I don't really.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I'm not gonna remember. I'm not gonna say he's like a Lamar. I mean, that's not. You're comparing him to. I hate comparing these guys. I mean, quarterbacks. I hate comparing them to NFL quarterbacks. I mean, I guess that's the only thing you really have to go off of. But no, I think he has like a lot of raw talent, but I mean, I wouldn't say he's a Lamar comparison.
I've seen some highlights and some plays of I don't watch college football that much. That's Poggy's thing. From what I've seen, I have not been a fan of his. From what I've seen, I haven't seen.
I'm not. No, I'm not a big fan of the top quarterbacks right now.
Captain Joe King. I see what you did there, man. That's actually pretty. In the house. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Sam in the house. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. When you have a coach going to the Super Bowl 3 times, losing the Super Bowl basically in the same manner 3 times, that's a problem. I disagree. I mean, you cannot blame the 28-3 on Kyle. That is a Dan Quinn thing. That is that defensive problem. You scored 28 points, dude. That should be enough, especially into the third quarter. I don't blame Kyle for that. And the 2019 Super Bowl was not Kyle's fault. That was Jimmy G who choked. He was complete ass. Was making terrible throw after terrible throw after terrible throw after terrible throw. He was fucking garbage in that fourth quarter. He choked away. The last previous Super Bowl, they went into overtime against the Chiefs, which was closer than any other team got in that playoffs. So people do not understand just how good the Chiefs are, especially in the playoffs, and you don't give them enough credit, right? Like, you want to blame Kyle for the loss of the Super Bowls, but then you got to also blame the rest of the teams then. You got to blame the teams that couldn't beat him in the playoffs. Then whatever you're saying about Kyle, you're saying about the Dolphins, you're saying about the Ravens, you're saying about the Bills, you're saying it all about them because they couldn't do it either. So to blame the loss in these Super Bowls is like, no, maybe the Chiefs are just that fucking good, people. They're just that good of a team. Mm-hmm. We want to blame these coaches for this, but it's like, it's not like Kyle's the only one losing to the Chiefs. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. He beats the teams he has to. He beats the Packers, comes back.
Chiefs are freaking beasts. So I don't know why people can I mean, people are crazy. I mean, Chiefs are my Patriots right now. It's like I used to hate the Patriots. Now I don't like the Chiefs. I like to see, unless it's my team, I like to see different teams winning. Unless it was the 49ers winning all the time, I'd rather see a different team winning. So for me, I don't like dynasties, so it's hard for me to watch a team consistently win. Even if we were winning, obviously, I'm a hypocrite, right? But I'm okay with that part if we were winning. But, I don't like seeing.
You, of course, right?
Yeah, so, right. Like I don't like seeing.
It's your dynasty.
I just don't like seeing other teams win. Even if we were 1-16, I wouldn't care. As long as there were other teams winning, it still makes the game fun, exciting to watch. It's just like when one team's dominating, it's like the game's just not as fun to watch. Because you're watching the same team win over and over, and it's like it just becomes so monotonous and boring at that point.
Yeah. Jake says, remember your skit about 49ers content creators? Yeah, because you ever heard the song Fuck the 49ers? I hate the 49ers. Have you heard that song yet?
No, I don't listen.
It's a banger, actually. It's not that bad. It's actually kind of a banger. And apparently it goes, so there's some content creators that are like, I swear to God, they wake up to that song going, fuck the 49ers. I hate the 49ers. Y'all, sorry ass team. It's like it's got a bop to it almost. It's this Dallas Cowboys fan who makes like these hater videos. He made a hater video about his own self. Like he made it like Dak cannot complete a pass, some ass. I don't know. It's like the most funny thing ever. But yeah, I remember.
They just can't get past us. They're like the ex-girlfriend that just can't stop stalking us.
illegal formations, flags being thrown, players fighting the other teams, getting penalties for it, lack of discipline on the team. That's an organizational problem. That's a head coach problem. This dude,
Papa J loves
yeah.
Shanahan. He loves him from Shanahan. Like, you got to stop stalking that guy, Papa J.
He fucking
We got to
loves
get you on a watch list.
he hates him, dude. And, you know, and I understand it's not the best year, so if you want to, it's not like I can defend it too much, but it kind of comes back to what we're saying, man. The guy takes us to Super Bowls. We're dominant in the playoffs.
The consistency's there.
The consistency is there, and just as we are consistent in losing to the Chiefs in the playoffs, every other team is as well. So it's just, I don't understand the hate for Kyle when it comes to the playoffs, because yeah, he's not getting over the hump of the Super Bowl, but he's facing the fucking Chiefs, who are a dynasty, who literally have one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, one of the greatest head coaches of all time, the best defense in the league. Like, it's just one of those things. I feel like we want to blame someone on our team, and it's just like, sometimes, man, the team is just better than ours. It happens sometimes. Like, the proof is in the pudding. It's not like the team we lost in the Super Bowl was someone who got lucky throughout the playoffs and then they just destroyed us. We beat the Lions, who was a really good team last year. We beat the Packers, who was on a roll last year. And then you want to say, he chokes in big games. Playoff games are big games. Divisional, wild card, NFC championship games are big games. So to say there's the big game, yeah, I get that. But playoff games are big games. That's why Lamar chokes. That's why Allen chokes. That's why other quarterbacks out there choke.
Exactly.
Because it's a big game.
A lot of pressure on these quarterbacks, and a lot of these quarterbacks put pressure on themselves, and they just can't get past that sometimes, and the pressure's too much. And these elite style quarterbacks that are top 5,
Val knows,
during the season, and they're able to, win games. It's just when they get that pressure on them in the playoffs, they just can't perform. So,
and Brock Purdy's been out of all these great quarterbacks, he's the only one that seems to be very clutch in the playoffs. Came back from the Packers, came back against the Lions, did their thing. A little help from the Lions. I won't lie about that. But still, came back, won the game twice in a row. And just because he goes to overtime and loses to the Chiefs, the Chiefs are just fucking, I just hate that, dude. Greg Dayton in the house. Greatest Raiders fan I know. I'm kidding, man. Sorry for the profanity. That's all right, Greg. I just won't put it on the screen. You're good, man. The 49ers have a good quarterback. Okay, everyone has their opinion. Okay, George Kittle is the best tight end in the league, and who holy knows. Just this guy changed the George Kittle just doesn't get used enough, but I think it's just because I think it's a thing of the offensive line just being poor and Kyle having to use Kittle as a 6th offensive lineman. That's how I look at it. But yeah, I would love to see a lot more of Kittle for sure. Yep. The 49ers need to change the system. A lot of teams are already running the same system that we are. It's true. Look at the teams very carefully. I do agree. I agree that this year is an eye-opener for Kyle, right? But I don't think you should fire him. I think you should give him an opportunity to change his offense. Give him an opportunity to reinvent himself into next year, especially a year, again, with so many things outside of the 49ers control, out of Kyle's control, out of John Lynch's control, out of the entire team's control. In a year where you obviously said there's some flaws in this offense and there's things that he needs to change, right?
Yep.
You need to see what he's got next year. See what he's got next year. If he's doing the same thing next year and it's not working, terrible in the red zone, it's that bad, fine. Then at that point, that becomes a trend, and obviously Kyle can't
put him on the hot seat. Yeah,
he's on the hot seat. But let's be. This is the same way we're treating Kyle is the same way people treated Andy Reid. Andy Reid was very successful in his job. He had a couple bad years here and there, but guess what? Now he's one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Yep.
It's wild to me. It's wild. The fact that Niners fans are incredibly angry right now just shows how many passionate 49ers fans we have. We can't all be a yes man. That's true. Yeah, a lot of people have a lot of passion out there. A lot of people feel themselves and stuff like that. But if you're having a real conversation, if you want to be like, okay, this is something or this is what it is, then you can't let your emotions dictate that. You need to let the logic dictate it, like reality. It's okay to have passion in the moment. It's okay to be like, I'm pissed off that our team is not doing very well this year, but you have to look at the evidence and see if you can prove it. You need to look at the evidence and be like, hey, what is the reality of the situation?
Don't let your passion blind you. I mean, that's what
Yeah.
it comes down to. Is a lot of these people that are passionate fans, yeah, okay, but you can't let that blind you and just make stupid decisions. That's what it comes down to. Is like, just because you're passionate for something doesn't mean that you have to make stupid decisions. It's
And just
okay to
because you're
be
passionate
passionate.
doesn't mean you're right about everything that you're angry about. Like,
I mean, I'm not right about anything I talk about. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Niners, and I'll say something to Wolfie, and later on I'll be like, okay, that was a stupid comment about the game, and like, well, we will bounce back and forth, and we'll like make stupid comments about the game, but we know that in the moment we're just kind of letting the emotions go a lot of time, and we know that about each other, that we're just letting our emotions, like our fandom is taking control, and we know that we're not really analyzing as much as if we were to step back. So sometimes we let that happen, and we know we'll talk trash to each other about it, like, yeah, you're being stupid or something like that, so we know that. Like, he'll send me a text, I'm like, okay, he's having a moment or something, or I'll send him a text and be like, yeah, you're smoking, dude, or something. Like, we know when we're having those moments. So
yeah. And just as much as you could be a yes man, you could be a no man. You could be a guy who could be, just as you can be positive as fuck. Like, no, I love my team. It's great. Even if this happened, you could be like, no, fuck everything. I hate everything. This guy's to blame. You could be,
Turn
there's
it all
both
down.
ends of the spectrum, right? There's both ends of the spectrum, but then you got to meet in the middle, the reality of it. There are positives out of this year, but there's people out there that will say there's zero positives. It doesn't make any sense. Rookies are fantastic. Like, the rookies look amazing to me. I think it's like the one bright spot, but there's still something to logistically look at and be like, okay, there is some water in this cup. Okay, it's not completely empty just because what we're so used to, going to Super Bowls, going to playoffs, etc., being dominant there, and that being taken away from us, we feel like something needs to change. We're getting frantic and stuff. Just as much as you could be a yes man, always being positive, be a David Lombardi, you can be a Grant Cohn. You could be, there's two ends of the spectrum here. It's not just yes man. You could be a no man as well.
And don't forget, the things you say or the comments you make have no impact on the team. They're not going to look at your comment and go, this guy's a genius. We should follow what he says. Like, they could give zero fart sticks about your comment. They don't care about it. They don't care about what Wolfie and I say. They don't care about what anybody else says. Like, they're pay people lots of money to make those decisions, and they're going to make those decisions on their own. They're not going to let outside sources make those decisions for them. So all we do is sit back here and we think about what they should do and how they should do it and blah, blah. And yeah, okay, that's what makes it entertaining. But also realize they're not going to sit there and go, that guy's got it, So just realize that what you say and things like that, okay, that's your opinion. That's what you think they should do. Great. Are they going to do it?
What we're saying right now is just our opinion. Like you said,
Yeah.
like, they're not going to listen to us. These are just our opinions of what we think is going to happen. Just having a conversation about it. It's not like we're in a courtroom right now and we're trying to debate whether or not these are the actions the 49ers should actually do. It's the same thing like what Debo did when he just tweeted out, like, I'm not struggling. This is like he expected us to save him. Like, we expected us to be like, we agree with you and we're going to save you.
The best of all time. Yeah.
We're not going to save you. Like, what was that? You need to go to Kyle with that problem. He's the only one that can fix that issue you think you have. The Rams, Seattle, Tampa Bay, Green Bay are running the same system. Yeah, they're running. The Rams, though, I think the Rams are running a little bit different. I think
they are.
They're doing pretty good. The 49ers got running backs that they all got hurt. What reason? Nobody knows. Yeah, I mean, they got
lower body injuries.
Taylor and Abiani Kondo and stuff like that. That's crazy. That's wild. All the players for the 49ers, they got to stay in all the way to the fourth quarter. What I'm trying to say is this got to focus every week as a challenge to stay focused 110%. And it's hard to keep that focus when you're constantly cycling through players. I'm on a trip right now, so I wasn't on the previous stream. That's all right, man. You're here now? All right, you're here now. What up, Captain Joking? Hello. 49 me in the house. Good to see you. Good to
Oh.
see you. Good to see you. Yes, I heard what you said about injuries as a part of the sport, but how many years we've been going through the same? This more than 55 years we're in injuries. We're in injury sons, right? 55 years. We're in injury sons. I don't know about 55 years. We haven't been to Super. Are you talking about Super Bowl? Or are you talking about injuries?
We've been to Super Bowl. Yeah, like we're
Yeah,
quest for 6.
But if you're talking about like injuries are just a thing, well, injuries do. Yeah, injuries happen to every team every single year. But there is a grade level and a tier level of injuries that happen to you. Sometimes, like for example, the Lions, man. Lions have 16 whatever players on IR on defense. Okay, they're allowing 40 plus points. The offense is going to has to come back and carry that shit. Like you cannot be in denial about the fact that injuries don't like people say, yeah, next man up. But the reality of it is that player who's the starter, who's supposed to be better than the backup, you're going to lose talent and you're going to lose skill on the defense. So you're not going to be as good. That's just the reality of it. So, yeah, I agree that injuries are a problem, but there's a tier. There's a tier.
He's a backup for a reason. He's not starting for a reason. He's more than likely not starting in the NFL for a reason. So, I mean, and it was the 49ers. It wasn't just one side of the ball. It was both sides of the ball that affected us on the field. So, I mean, injuries on both sides of the field is what really hurt us this year. And then personal reasons, contract negotiations. So
rest.
It wasn't just injury. Rest. It wasn't just injuries. It was just these multiple things that added up. So that's why I call it that's why we call it an organizational thing, not just a team. I mean, it happened to the whole organization. And so it was just a bad year for them. I'm not, it sucks, but you also have to realize there's going to be seasons like this. So you can't just, it's the end of the world. No, you just look, okay, we got next season. I'm hoping that we can do, we can improve in these areas and we can come out and be better next season. It's like, you can't, we all have a life to live outside of that too, so you can't let it stress you out to the point where you lose sleep and things like that over it. So, you just got to relax a little bit and just realize, like I said, there's people that get paid a lot of money to make these decisions. We don't make these decisions. We have no impact over this. So you just have to sit back and realize that I'm just a spectator in all this. So I have no control over it. So I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I'm not going to get stressed out over it. I'm going to enjoy the moments we win. When we lose, it sucks, but you know what? It's a part of the game. So it is what it is.
Yeah, like only 12 teams or 11 teams have won a Super Bowl, and since the 49ers have won in 1995. So it's as long. It's like the number one goal is a Super Bowl, but like the reality of it, there's going to be good times, there's going to be bad times. You're going to lose and you're going to win. You're going to go to sleep not happy about something, but you can't let it take over your life because it's inevitable that you're going to lose. It's inevitable for the Chiefs to lose at some point. It's inevitable, like with the Patriots, at some point they were going to lose and have a bad time. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. And come back to the season as a whole. If there's ever, whatever you think a fluke season is, it would be this one. How you would describe a fluke season would be this one. Again, we go through the list again and again and again and again, but there are such things as luck in the NFL. The Chiefs are getting lucky. I can't tell you.
Healthy throughout the whole season. Lucky. All their players.
And then next year they're going to lose some luck, or they may lose luck, and then they become unhealthy. Is like there is such thing as a fluke season, and just like in 2020 that was a fluke season, this season's going to be a fluke as well. We're going to look back on this season a year, 2 years from now, and be like, okay, that was a huge fluke. Injuries, personal tragedy, holdouts, lack of rest, the Super Bowl hangover, whatever you want to look at.
It happens.
Everything possible that could be accounted for as a fluke season happened this year. I can't think of one thing. I can't think of one fucking thing.
No.
So.
I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I hope for next season, if everyone comes back 100% healthy and stays that way, what's maddening are the mistakes and penalties. I know that was really bad, but I think that's just because we're towards the end of the season and
frustration,
injuries,
things like that,
frustration. It's just bad, For the media, 5 years of players getting hurt, that's a lot. I wouldn't say 5 years. I would say 2020 and 2024 have probably been
our
injury-esque. because injuries are inevitable, like we said, in every single team. Injuries are just inevitable, but it's like, what tier of injuries are you getting? Right now, we have top-tier injury problems, just like in 2020. So I would say we've had 2 years of injury problems. Let's say. Filthy. The unnecessary roughness is a lazy frustration on the team. Yeah, I agree. I don't think you should have that was frustrating. We got a good stop. The defense was doing really well and did their job, but like, you obviously saw the player going down. I think it was Jordan Elliott that went for the tackle, and he shouldn't have done that. That was stupid. I do think the Lenore pushing the guy in the back was a little ticky-tacky. That was weak as fuck. That was a very weak penalty on Lenore, I thought. I don't think that deserved any kind of criticism. I don't think that deserved any kind of penalty there. He barely tapped the guy in the back, dude. And I've seen that shit multiple times and not get called for personal foul. So that one in particular. But yeah, there was multiple personal fouls, penalties after that as well. I think Hufunga, who has no right to get frustrated like that. I'm sorry. He should not be frustrated and causing personal foul penalties. You have no place to be doing that. And I think he wanted to get that hit in because he thought that the running back was still going down. But he shouldn't hit that guy like that. Jordan Elliott, the player was already down, goes in for the hit. I agree with those two calls. Those were personal foul calls. The defense just constantly shot themselves in the foot. They would make a great play, and then they would allow themselves to get frustrated. The whole culture of Kyle Shanahan, what he preaches, is that you don't lose your cool, you have them lose their cool. That's what you do. And those two players, let Kyle down. That's something he often preaches. Let them get frustrated. That's what happened with DK Metcalf and Fred Warner. Fred Warner was like shutting down. DK was getting shut down. DK couldn't handle it. Fred Warner was like, what the fuck? And DK grabs his face mask, loses his shit. Fred Warner's like, oh, where's the penalty? And gets a penalty. So that's the old 49ers that we know, that we saw in 2023, 2022, 2021, 2019. So I need to start Cowing. I think Cowing's out there, but man, honestly, dude, he needs to get open. I'm sorry, but every time I see Purdy get sacked, they show a little thing. No players open when he hasn't been getting sacked. I think Cowing needs to step up. That's what I think. I'm glad that Cowing's out there. Cowing has been getting reps, but that dude needs to start getting open. And I understand he's a rookie, he has something to learn, but yeah, they cannot depend on the defense every year to bail them out. They don't. The 49ers had the best offense last year. So that in particular makes no sense because they were the best offense last year. The 49ers were. So
yeah, we had a top offense last year. Yeah, they weren't dependent on the defense. Actually, wasn't that great last year.
Yeah, the often complaint of last year was that Steve Wills was a very good defensive coordinator, and our defense wasn't playing very good.
Yeah.
So I kind of disagree with that assessment that we're not relying on the defense at all. If anything, the defense is relying on the offense. Is it that 49ers fans 53 years the 49ers diehard fan? I didn't see anything like it. I don't understand what that means. I don't mean disrespect. I just don't. Papa, can't wait until January 5th, the last game. Merry Christmas, everybody. 11 viewers right now. Good job, Wolfie. Hey, we got 13 right now from what I see. Let's go. Appreciate you guys. Hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Helps the channel grow. We have a conversation. Finally, someone not hating on my Chiefs. Hey, man, game's game. Greg, for sure. Some hate. Sam, I hate the cheese, but because they're so good. Mahomes is phenomenal, and Reed is an awesome coach. He really is. Sam says, yeah, Papa J. 49 Brian in the house. What up, Papa J? Lamb's urination talking shit on Rombo, talking about you. Don't talk shit about Papa J, man. He's cool, man. Even though I think he's going a little overboard with Kyle, but he's a good guy, man. He's good company. No, it's good company. That's messed up. So how the 49ers get better than the Chiefs? Oh my, it's hard to get better than one of the greatest head coaches and the greatest quarterback of all time, and having the number one defense. You're asking, that's a tall order for a lot of teams, not just the 49ers.
Their defense is really good this season. So.
Our defense is really good this season. Some teams, man, are just a dynasty. Some team has to be the top dog, and the Chiefs are just the top dog, and that's just the way it is. And there's going to come a day where they're not. Just as of right now, that's what they got to do. They got to try to somehow get over that hump of the Chiefs, but the Chiefs, as of right now, are just the top dog, and some team just has to be. That's how it always has been.
It's weird. Their offense just isn't as good as they've been, and their defense is really good this year. So, yeah.
Defense is outstanding. I think like number one defense right now. Chris Jones is a monster, dude. Chris Jones is so good. So good. Chiefs got a lot of help from the refs. I don't think they really got. I realistically speaking, I know you want. There's that joke if there's the refs help them out, but they're just clutch. That's how I look at it. They're just clutch. I like that song actually, which is fuck the 49ers. It's a banger. It really is, dude. I don't like it, but it's like I like it at the same time. I like this live. Hey, thank you so much, Val. Appreciate it. Lambs ain't getting far. I'm already trying to trade him for peanuts, Kyle. Tight end screens to Kittle works well. At least get some first round draft picks, Papa. At least get some first round draft picks. That's crazy. Tight end screens to Kittle worked well. It did actually. That was a couple of plays that he had. I did not like the Hughes check plays. That's one I think I disagree with. Why is Hughes check having? I know we're in third and long, but you need to put a running back out there.
Yeah,
Hughes check is slow, dude.
He doesn't have the speed. Yeah,
we're getting.
He's a second tight end, really, in the backfield.
If there's something I agree on, right, with the Kyle haters, is that stop putting Hughes check out there. That's something I agree with. He's.
I like Hughes check, but I love the guy. He's been a great corner piece for the 49ers franchise, but I think he should just retire as a 49er. Like, you hate to, like, you don't want to badmouth him. I'm not trying to badmouth him at all, but like, I think it's time for him to retire as a 49er. Like, just it's good, dude. Like, thank you for all you've done.
Yeah,
I'll leave it at that. I'm not bashing them. I'm not gonna bash Hughes check. So.
All right, so we gotta get through some of these draft stuff. So let me see if I can find some good questions in here. We use some players a lot one game, and the offensive doesn't require them until 3 or 4 games later. Why do they not throw the ball to a hot hand every game? That was supposed to be Kyle Shanahan's philosophy. He was throwing it to a hot hand. He got away from it this year for sure.
Yeah.
Just become the best NFL streamer of all time. Thank you, Pop. Appreciate it. Sam, thank you so much. Your comments and get to the reporters, and the reporters get to the players and the coaches. Sometimes, not all the time, but they don't make those decisions because of those reporters. Like, they hear it, but they're not going to be like, oh, you criticized me, so I'm going to listen to you. That never happens. Has anybody ever, like, actually just talked shit about you, and then you're like, you know what, you're right, I'm a piece of shit, I'm just going to do this. No one's ever going to do that. Like, if anything, you're going to make them do the opposite. And they're going to be like, okay, I'm just not going to get better. If anything, you're going to do the opposite. So I understand that the players hear it and the coaches hear it, but they're not going to take that criticism and be like, you just called me a piece of shit, I suck, and I'm the reason why we're losing. I'm not going to take that and be like, oh, yeah, everything you say how to fix it is going to be how it is. No, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I thought Cohen was pronounced Con. Well, I'm not going to comment. I bet that comment be Debo not getting the ball got the coaches through the reporters questioning him about it. Well, I mean, yeah, you got reporters are going to ask their questions. They're going to be face-to-face with Debo. They're going to be able to ask their questions, so for sure. Terra Dome in the house, in the hizzle, for shizzle. I could zizzle. Terra Dome, I watched your stream yesterday. It was awesome. Hey, we're showing some love. That's why I saw you, my dude. Thanks so much. Hope you enjoyed it, given the circumstances. Terra Dome, hey, we're showing love. Hey, that's what we do here, man. That's what we do here. One of the golden dimers out here. Merry Christmas. He really is. Like, Papa J's an OG, man. Election years for the 49ers, no bueno. Terror Dome, Merry Christmas, my bro. Need you guys on Rombo tonight. Lambs, your nation out of control. One in the house. We need to get younger, especially on the O-line, D-line, emphasis O-line, NFL draft. I know. Trenches, O-line, O-line, O-line. That was ticky-tacky. Hit that like, y'all. Hit that like, y'all. Try to get through all these comments. Michael, what up, Papa J? Look at the bright side. At least we'll have higher draft picks. Going for 15 to 11. Pretty good deal. Not going to lie. Michael in the house. 49ers had a shot drafted right tackle with lower picks. I agree. They should have got a right tackle, even if they reached a little bit, because they technically reached for Pearsall. I don't think anybody would have mad at you if you got the next best right tackle on your list, which should have been Rosengarten, I think it was at the time. Kyle showed some flashes of his pass game design and play calling improving. Multiple screens to Kittle, Juice, and Debo. Spider 2, wide banana in the red zone, and move the pocket for Brock once. I mean, there was a lot of shots in the foot throughout the year. Like, there was a lot of, like, the 49ers will be moving down the field. They look fantastic. The offense looks like it's the best offense. just like last year.
And then you hit the red zone.
Then you hit the red zone, and it falls apart. Or there's a penalty, or there's a fumble, and it's just or an interception too. If you want to look at Brock Purdy, it's just red zone was our weakness, and then it just that frustration and that dysfunction just kind of caught up to us. And again, I feel like in every single game you could look at and be like, okay, penalty fucked us over on this drive. Penalty fucked us over on this drive. It happens quite a bit. Michael was on that last night. Rombo, Sean, if you all of a sudden got 1 million in the streams, pick 3 people to get mod to help you. Probably Strawberry, Sam Fan, and Juan. It'd be Strawberry, Juan. It'd be Strawberry, Juan, and Papa for sure. And it's nothing against Sam. Like, I like Sam. Sam's a good dude, great guy, you know. But I want a nut. Nothing against him, but someone over 18. Okay. Terror Domed, he did. I just wish he'd have done all the air. Chiefs. Moody is the worst. Let's get to the last comment right here. Moody needs to get cut after the season. Moody is the worst kicker in the league. 110% true. Well, I guess technically Tucker is, but yeah, he's up there for sure. It has no clutch trait. Moody does not have a clutch trait. Moody just so consistent and crumbles under pressure. We can't get a better kicker. Yep, that's true. That's true. You know I'm over 18, right? You told me you weren't. I think you told me you were in high school. You have a game and stuff. So it's all right. It's okay. I still like you, man. It's all good. We're still.
He's lying.
So, just turned 20 yesterday. All right. Anyway, moving on. So let's go to the draft prospects. Hour and 11 minutes into the show. Let's go ahead and jump into that. We're looking at let's look at Poggy's top top NFL prospects from quarterback, running back, O-line, and we'll go through those. He's more the professional. He'll know what he talk about. And at the end of it, we'll do a mock draft. So our first one.
We'll just do the first 3 rounds. Yeah, do first 3 rounds. I think mock draft would be good.
Just first 3 rounds. All right. I like the right tackle from Texas. I like him too. Right tackle or left tackle?
Pretty good.
I thought he was.
He can play either. He can play either, but yeah, he can play left. He plays. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I got the list of your players right here. Let's go ahead. I'm going to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Small child bladder. Apologize.
Yes, you do have a small child bladder.
So I'm going to jump right back in, but go ahead and go off about your quarterback, Shedeur Sanders. I think Cam Ward.
Well, I don't have Sanders as my top quarterback, but yeah, I mean, this is just throughout the year of who I. So I made a list based off of the top picks. What I usually do is I just write them all down. Who's the top picks in the NFL draft coming up at the beginning of the year? Then I'll try to watch a game or two of them. Colorado University, I usually watch them because their games are on in my area. Miami Hurricanes, I'll watch a lot of their games. Bama, Georgia, SEC schools, I like to watch a lot of their games because they usually have good quarterbacks that come out of there. But for me, the top quarterback coming out, I think, is Cam Ward. I think he's good at extending plays. He's a great dual threat. Only problem with Cam Ward, though, I'm not now. Let me say something with these quarterbacks, these top quarterbacks. I'm not big on the top quarterbacks. As usual, I'm just not sold on quarterbacks in the first round because there's just not a lot there. They got a lot to prove coming in, and sometimes they get put on a crap team where they try to prove too much, and it ends up ruining their career. But I think Cam Ward is a great quarterback, really good at extending the plays. He's good outside the pocket, so he could help a team out early, like the Raiders, maybe the Giants. But the only problem he has is he's had 31 fumbles since 2021, so that will be kind of a problem. Yes, but he's a great dual threat. Now these 31 fumbles is running. He just has bad posture when he's running. Because he likes to carry that ball in his hand. So it's just a matter of a coach training him better on holding the ball. So he needs to learn how to slide. So Yeah, and he's got great composure in the pocket. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he probably has the better, and he has great size. I mean, he's 6'2", 223. He's a big kid. So I think he's going to be pretty good. I'd say between Jalen, Milroe, and Sanders, it's probably kind of a tie to me. Sanders, he took a lot of sacks. He got hit a lot.
I've heard that is his offensive line trash though? Isn't it pretty bad? I heard his offensive line.
But I wouldn't say he played a strong schedule. So his schedule wasn't as strong as, let's say, as like Milroe in Alabama. He played against a lot bigger physical players, a lot faster players. Sanders played against smaller players, smaller schools. I mean, he has great accuracy. His ball security is great. He doesn't throw a lot of interceptions. Jalen Milroe, his arm strength's fucking spectacular. He has good pocket presence. The problem I saw with him though is the games I watched, he had moments of where he would throw the ball into, let's say, double coverage, and you'd watch the replay, and you got a guy running right down the field, wide the fuck open. So he would miss that guy. You know what I mean? Like,
so would you say he's half a field then?
Yeah, he misses the open receivers quite a bit.
And Sanders, would you say that he's just a stubborn ball carrier? Like he won't throw the ball away. He like has to make a play.
No, he throws the ball. I mean, he threw 35 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions.
Well, I mean, he throws the ball away, like because you say he takes sacks and stuff like that. Because
he takes quite a bit. He doesn't. Yeah, he won't throw the ball away. Yeah, he'll tend to hold the ball a little longer. He tends to hold the ball a little bit longer. Yeah, he had a pretty crappy offensive line, but I mean, he's just not. He's not a big player either. What is he? Sanders.
He's like 6 foot, right? He's like not that tall.
6'2". No, he's 6. Yeah, he's more like 6'1", but 215. So, but I mean, it's Colorado, so I would take that with a grain of salt because I mean, those schools, Colorado, the SEC schools, and like Texas and things like that. Those are more of those pro style ran offensive. So, it's going to be hard for, I think, Sanders to maybe transition into the NFL. So we'll see. I could be wrong. I mean, quarterbacks is such a hard position to analyze because when they transitioned into the NFL, it just, either they are or they aren't. I mean, Brock Purdy, it was on nobody's radar, right? And he's in the NFL starting position. So, and then you got a guy like, I like the kid from Georgia, Carson Beck.
I heard good things about Carson Beck. Was he supposed to be like a top 5 pick like before the year started? Like he was supposed to be a good player.
He was one of the top 3 actually, Carson Beck, and he kind of fell off for no apparent reason really, but I think it's because Georgia just wasn't that good this year. But he's the prototypical.
Herbert.
Yeah, he's a prototypical quarterback, 6'4", 220 pounds. He's a big kid. He just doesn't run the ball. So you're not going to get him outside the pocket running the ball. He just no speed. He's probably like a 5 flat 40 or something like that. But
he's got to make up for that. That's bad.
That kid's footwork inside that kid's footwork inside the pocket, phenomenal. I mean, probably in the draft, best footwork inside the pocket, I would say.
Oh,
hands down. I mean, the kid has a great footwork. His arm strength's great. I mean, it's kind of given, right? With the size, you would think he would have a great footwork. So, arm strength. And I don't know. There's a few other kids, a few other guys I saw out of Indiana University. Curtis Rourke. These are just prototypical type quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But yeah. Notre Dame, Riley Leonard. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's jump into the next position, which is running backs. Before, let's look at these comments right here. I love Cam Ward, but I must excuse myself. I am biased. I am a University fan since mid '80s. All right, nice, man, nice. You got the Frank Gore blood in you. That's cool. It's okay. You can be biased sometimes. Maybe if you're right, you're right. From what I hear, Cam Ward is the best quarterback in this draft. So, like, you may be biased, but from what I hear, he's the best. So you're right, too, as well. And that's something you should be excited about. The only thing you should be excited about is that one of your favorite players is probably going to play for the Giants.
It's probably for Raiders. Yeah, I think Sanders. Well, I don't know if Brady's helping out pick. I think he'll go with the true talent in Ward over Sanders because I think Ward is the more. I mean, Ward though is a better pocket passer. He has better pocket presence than Sanders does.
Well, here's the reason why the Raiders are going to try to go after Sanders is because
of the history.
Because of Tom Brady, not only just because Tom Brady, because Tom Brady trained Shedeur Sanders in the offseason multiple times. And he's good friends with Deion Sanders. So Deion Sanders is like, hey, man, you're a minority owner. You're going to have a huge decision on the quarterback. Pick my boy. It's what's going to happen. So he's going to go to the Raiders. I'm so confident in that.
I think so too. I just think that's – I don't know.
He could
be good. I don't know. Yeah, it could be good, but I don't.
Wolfie, did you read my Discord comment? I did, and I have a Discord, but it's not for like the channel yet. At some point, I will as the channel grows, but it's too small right now to focus on a Discord. But if I do, man, in the future, you'll be the first person I think of, and I'll make you a mod for sure. What do you mean, Terradome is all about the U? Ward turned the organization around virtually single-handedly. That's a good sign. Purdy did the same thing at Iowa State, man. He did the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, Ward had a huge impact at Miami. He's correct because Miami is. I mean, they haven't been on the radar as a college team in a long time. It's been a few years. So for Ward to do that, he's a great quarterback. It's just, I think teaching him how to tuck the ball is all they have to do, and you're going to have a complete dual threat quarterback.
That is something you could definitely coach. Does he have small hands?
No, it's just he likes to carry the ball in his hands. So like he's when he's throwing it, he just likes to run with the ball in his hand instead of tucking it. Yeah, and he just it's an easy one to knock. I mean, he's 31 fumbles since 2021. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah. Gotta check the record on that one, man. We gotta check the record on that.
Oh, it's not a record, but yeah, it's just.
Well, I mean, like how, but like compared to the record of most fumbles by a college.
I don't know. Yeah.
Gotta check that out probably because I feel like that's very important.
Can't do that to Terradome. That's messed up.
Can't do that to Terradome. You guys will give Purdy $50 million. I hope so, man. I hope so. Good quarterback. All he needs is a good offensive line, man. The offensive line is trash. Purdy needs to sign or trade. He's going to sign. He's going to sign sometime between the playoffs and Super Bowl for sure. That's my prediction. Just because, just the vibes and the conversation that they're giving him, I think that at some point he's going to get paid between the playoffs and Super Bowl. Hold me to it. I'm 3-0 for predictions, by the way, on the season. 3-0 when it comes to players on the team. I'm 3-0. I'm about to be 4-0. Watch.
Yeah.
Rams are the real champs in the house. Purdy needs to sign or trade. I know. I feel like Rams fans don't like Purdy and they think he sucks, so they probably want him to sign. But I want it to happen as a 49ers fan. So we both want the same thing. So it is what it is. I'm hoping for 65. I think it'll be settled $55 million. I just think that the amount the quarterback's going to get paid in the future is going to be like 80 million, 75 million. So I think 65 starting like at the beginning of next year, especially if Josh Allen becomes MVP, wins a Super Bowl, he's going to get paid like $75, $80 million. That would be a discount for Purdy at that point. So I think that, yes, I'm all for Purdy, man. I'm all for it. And Poggy here is also here for Purdy too as well. I think it'll be set off 55. I think it's going to be, I actually don't mind 65 million, but I do agree. I think it's between 55 and 60 million is what he's going to get paid. Writing for the Rams on Rambo Sports. Hey, you all need to stop talking shit about Papa J on Rambo Sports. That's not cool, man. He's a cool dude, right? All right. He's got good vibes. I may not agree with him on everything, but back off my mod, dog. All right, he's a good dude. He's good company. Predictions, they are facts. Straight facts, bro. 3-0. 3-0. I was right about Ayuk. I was right about Trent. I was right about CMC. And Ayuk, that's 4. They're all 4. All right. 49ers will add a vet backup. I don't think so, just because the quarterback controversy, they can't have that at all. And all the vet quarterbacks would be nothing but QB controversy quarterbacks: Mac Jones, Zach Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins. I can go down the list of all the backup quarterbacks that everyone will be like, oh, Kyle's going to turn this guy into a stud, and then Brock Purdy, it's just going to be a problem. Not me, it's other Rams fan talking about Rambo chats. Okay, I hear. How are people hating on Papa J? He's awesome. The only way I'm going to root for the Rams if they go to Super Bowl against the Chiefs. Actually, I take that back. Not even then. Well, I don't want them winning. We'll continue with the draft thing, but I just want to say this real quick. I don't even want the Chiefs to win, because if they win three-peat, they'd be the first team to ever three-peat, and they would get closer than the 49ers have ever to a three-peat, and that would take away from the legacy. I don't like that. Don't like it. I'd almost go for the Rams. Not gonna lie to you.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie there, dude. All right, so jump on running backs, your favorite position. What do you have to say about these running backs in this draft? You have a shocking opinion, in my opinion, about how Austin Jeffrey is. Yeah, he's maybe the best running back to you, but he's not that far off compared to other running backs, because you have some one's favorites. What do you think of these running backs in this draft?
No, I think Ashton Genty is the best running back. Yeah, I mean, I think he's probably going to be. Like I said, it's hard to pick running backs in the first round just because of their probability of not lasting as long in the NFL, depending on their use and where he's going to fall on a team. What team's going to use him, and if they have a two-back system. I guess it all depends on that, right? I mean, if he falls to a team that's going to use him too much, then he's going to be screwed. I mean,
does he have injury-prone history though? Like,
well, but he's coming from a team that they used him way too much. They overused him. So
with full Kyle Shanahan's, what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I mean he put up 2,500 yards, 29 touchdowns. I mean, they used him a lot in college, and the kid he was a workhorse in college. So to bring him in the NFL and try to use him that same way, I don't think it's smart. So
wasn't Barry Sanders used the same way though in college? Wasn't he used like crazy like in college?
Yeah, but your Barry Sanders was 5'6", 235 pounds. So they're different human beings. You can't compare him to Barry. I'm not going to compare him to Barry Sanders. He's
5'8", 203 pounds.
He's 5'9", 215 pounds.
That's Ashton Jeffrey. That's what I'm saying. But
he's not a Barry Sanders. I'm not going to make that comparison.
But what I'm saying is, it's possible for a great running back like him to last. What was it? Frank Gore was also 5'8", 200.
I'm not going to compare him to Barry Sanders. So
what about Frank Gore?
Still won't compare him to Frank Gore.
Because Genty looks.
I just said, but Frank Gore wasn't used as much in the college as Genty was. Genty was used a lot. Genty was overused in college. Boise State used them a lot.
Guys, I want you to know something, man. I don't hate on Genty as much as this guy. I love Genty. I think he's be a stud. I think
I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying I don't want him to go to a team that's going to overuse him. I think I've seen him go into teams like the Commanders, maybe the Ravens.
He's going to go to the Cowboys. He's going to the Cowboys. The Cowboys are going to trade up for him or get him if he's there. The Cowboys are going to get Ashton Jeffrey. I don't like it.
They can get ahead of the Commanders, maybe. So
well, they definitely will, because I think the Cowboys are picking 15th, 14th. I think they're going to trade up.
I mean, I think Genty will be a great running back. I think he's going to be a really good running back. I think he's going to make a big impact on whatever team he goes to. I just hope they don't overuse him. I get worried when I see running backs get overused in college. That's all. I just don't like seeing him being abused in college like this kid.
You love the talent. You love what he brings to him, but it matters how the care that he has in the NFL. You can't just be like, I got a god running back, so let's just CMC.
I have to
single year.
I want to go out and say that Genty's going to be the best running back in the NFL coming up, but I had to step back and go, take a little caution because it worries me that he was overused in college. That's it. Like I
Okay.
have to be a little bit realistic, and because
So
I
how many
watched
years are you giving him?
giving him. I don't want to give him any years. I'm just saying I had to be a little cautious and say that this there's a possibility that he could get injured, or maybe I don't know. It's so hard to say because I love Ashton Genty. Like I love running backs. Running backs are
He's
my.
fucking good, dude. He's good
He
as
is really
hell.
good.
He's really
I've
good.
watched all of his games this season. I love Genty, but the amount of times they ran with him and they relied on him heavily, and it just worried me that like that's all they had was a running game. Like
Hmm.
that's a terrible Boise. That's all they had, and
It's
so
true. It's
it
true.
just when you abuse a running back like that, it wears and tears on these guys, and their meniscus, their MCLs, their PCLs. I mean, everything just starts to wear down, and their life expectancy as a running back starts to decrease. So it worries me a little bit. So that's all I say. It's just I want to go out and say that I think he's going to put up big numbers this year, but I don't know for how long he's going to be able to sustain and how much you use him.
Okay.
It seems like running backs over the years, these since over these years, you just haven't had a really good, consistent running back in the first
Derrick
round.
Henry. I was
Derek,
saying
you're,
Pitt. Still.
yeah, I'm saying like over these years, you just haven't had consistently good running
Okay.
backs that
All
have
right.
lasted long, right? So, anyways, moving on.
Let's jump on to the next running backs you have on your list. Obviously, Genty's your top guy, but your only concern is just the use.
I'm just worried about the use. Yeah,
Yeah,
I would say somebody like
who's
one of
your
the
next
kids
second tier running back that you got?
I like this kid. He's probably not high on a lot of lists, but out of Iowa, Caleb Johnson. He's 6 foot 225. He's a big kid. He's got good hands. They used him a lot in the passing game. A lot of screens, a lot of short routes. He averaged 6.4 yards. He was kind of like a bowling ball. I'd say the down.
Here you got a Derrick Henry comp.
Yeah. I should say that lightly. But he is a big kid. He's one of those big running backs that you kind of compared it.
Built different.
Yeah, he's built different. He first hit he doesn't go down. So I mean he goes up that middle. Yeah, you see him go up the middle. You see him take those first hits. He does have a tendency to run straight up and down sometimes. And he has a good first burst of speed. So when he gets that ball, he hits those holes pretty fast, and I would say he has a good tendency to be patient also. So when you see him get the ball, he'll show patience, letting the play kind of build before he hits that hole. But when he hits that hole, he has sneaky speed for his size, 6 foot 225. Like he'll hit that hole, and yeah, he can be caught, but he's a big dude, right? So.
He's like a powerhouse, kind of like Montgomery, something like
that.
He's not going to take it to the house, but he will get you that yard if it's 4th and 1.
I mean, he still had 21 touchdowns, so he still put up touchdowns in the run game. And
how is he in the passing game and pass protection? Do you know?
He's great in the passing game. They used him quite a bit in the passing game. Like I said, short screens. What's his stats?
So would you argue probably Debo then? Not like
Debo,
the same uses, but like he will. If you use him in like screens or
that's what they used them short passing game and screens. He was used quite a bit,
and he's good at yak. So I'm assuming.
He's good at yak.
So yeah, I guess.
I mean, probably more the other running back, Amari and Hampton out of North Carolina. He dropped the passes a little bit more, but he was used more in the receiving game. And I'd say he did put up some rushing yards too, but he was
North Carolina.
Yeah. He dropped. Only problem is he did drop passes when I was watching the game. He tends
to Mason's problem. That was easily fixed though, so it's possible to fix it.
He's a good. I mean, I do like him in the open field. I mean, the dude's pretty creative in that open field. I mean, I would put him in probably Caleb Johnson kind of next to each other, that he's probably going to go before Caleb Johnson. I mean, the reality is I probably have Caleb Johnson pretty high because of his size, and I like the
If
kid.
he does
on
terrible at
tape.
the combine, he's going to fall.
Yeah, and he's probably not going to run a really fast 40. So, a lot of these guys want, 5'10", 200-pound guys instead of, 6 foot, 225-pound
If
guys.
your running back can't run like a 4.5, 4.4, he's probably going to go undrafted, man.
Maybe. We'll see. I think Caleb Johnson has a lot of NFL type potential.
Okay.
I think he could be that guy that you could bring in third down and get those, those yards you need. And you could use him in the passing down. But Omari and Hampton is another, like I said, you could work on him in those passes, but in the open field, he's creative when he gets in that open field. I mean, he makes players miss. You got Dylan Sampson out of Tennessee. Dude's fucking fast. He's probably gonna be like
the fastest wide receiver in the draft, but he's 190, and I don't like that.
Well,
that's pretty.
He's a running back. Yeah, I'd say I think
pretty light.
He reminded me more of a wide receiver than he did anything else. So, but he has pretty average hands. I don't recall him actually using them a lot in that passing game. So, let's see here.
All right, so let's move on to the next positions. We got through those. We gotta get through the rest of these, and then we'll do them on draft real quick. All right, so the wide receiver, Tatori McKillen, and you got Xavier Restrepo, and then I think you had Travis Hunter on your top three.
Yeah, I mean Travis Hunter, of course. I mean he's probably the best wide receiver, but he might end up being dual at
him over McMillan as a wide receiver as a whole. McMillan, I heard, is really fucking good.
McMillan's really good. Yeah, I think McMillan would be your
probably
your toss. Yeah, I mean he's a big dude, 6'5", but he's only 210, so he's not a big body receiver. Okay. 6'5", 210. That's a skinny. He's a pretty skinny dude. He played out of Arizona.
And he says he's not a good blocker down the field, but that's
he's not a downfield blocker at all.
That's coachable.
Yeah. Restrepo, he has good hands. Finds open field,
not fast, body catcher.
Yeah, exactly. He does tend to let that ball hit him in the body. So
I hate that though, dude. That's the worst trait ever, dude. That means that's just asking for constant drops, dude, especially in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like you get hit, you need to catch that shit, and your hands need to touch that. It drives me nuts when I see this shit happening. So yeah, I mean, from what I've heard about McMillan, I'm pretty high on him as well. Kind of like what would you say, like a thin Mike Evans?
I think so. He's got really good hands. I do remember seeing him. Like I said, I didn't watch a ton of tape on these guys, but I know McMillan, the Arizona games that I did see. I mean, he was a big factor in him. I don't think he put up a lot of touchdowns. Let me look. Yeah, 8 touchdowns this season. So, but I mean, he had 84 receptions. So, they do puts up a lot of catches. So, yeah.
So, if you had to pick the first wide receiver, who would you take? Your first wide receiver?
Yeah, McMillan.
McMillan over Travis Hunter?
I'd take Travis Hunter over McMillan if I could.
Okay.
Not at wide receiver because you could play him at both spots.
You'd rather play him at corner than wide receiver?
I'd play him at both. I'd pay him to play both.
You think he could play corner and wide receiver in the NFL? Dude.
Deion Sanders did it. Deion Sanders wasn't very good at both.
Well,
Travis Hunter is good at both. Deion Sanders tried to play wide receiver. Wasn't that really that great at it? Travis Hunter is good at wide receiver. So, yes, I would pick Travis Hunter over McMillan any day because Travis Hunter is that great of an athlete overall. He's the best cornerback, and he's a really good wide receiver. So, yes, I would pick Travis Hunter over McMillan because he adds that much more value to your team as a whole. So, McMillan's a great wide receiver, but Travis Hunter's a better player overall. So, yeah, Travis Hunter all day. Just because he adds value to your team.
Yeah. So, Travis Hunter, I like him, but I guess that you're right. Like, if you have a problem at corner or wide receiver, you really put him at both ways. It doesn't really matter. So,
and he's not injury prone. He's not injury prone. He hasn't had issues. You could fill him in when
neck injury though last year.
Yeah, but I mean that's not something that's going to come back. So you look at it and you think of, okay, I need a player to fill in at wide receiver. You could have Travis Hunter come in and play that position. He could start at wide receiver in most teams in NFL. But at corner, dude's a number one. He's gonna come in and start. Dude's gonna shut down players. Like Travis Hunter is crazy good. Like I think he's great. And he's going to come in. He could fill in positions at wide receiver. I don't think he'll be a number one wide receiver, but he could come in and help a team at wide receiver. He's better than Deion Sanders was at wide receiver. We tried him out at wide receiver. So he definitely does have that dual threat capability at an NFL level. So, yeah, I think he definitely has more value.
Pogs, but he can't play physically about 124 plays a game. I would switch him every game.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying playing him every game. I'm saying that he has that capability of coming in. Say you have a wide receiver that gets injured or you need to rest him, put him in there, play him a couple plays or two. You don't have to play him the whole game at wide receiver. I'm saying he adds more value than McMillan because he can play cornerback that whole game, but then you throw him in at a wide receiver a couple plays. Now a team has to adjust to him because you've got that explosive player like Travis.
He's got some of the most like quick instinct adjustment. And when I was like,
dude is amazing.
He knows how to adjust his body to the situation. Like, some players be like, it's a 50-50 ball and it's an awkward position where the corner has the advantage. He has that instinct, that ability to put himself in the better position to catch that ball. He has an instinct where it's like the game slows down for him. And it becomes slow motion, and then he breaks down exactly what he has to do to get that play. I mean, there was a pick that he had this year that was crazy. One where he jumped for it.
Yeah,
it was like something you saw in fucking Madden.
The dude has great hands for a cornerback, right? And that's why he can play wide receiver. Most cornerbacks play cornerback because they can't play wide receiver because they don't have hands. So he's one of those cornerbacks that has great hands. They're like, oh, crap, we should play him at wide receiver too. Wow, he can really catch the ball. So that's why I'm saying he can come in and fill in when you need him to every so often. It doesn't have to be every game, every down. No, every couple plays when you need to fill him in at slot or something, throw him in there.
Travis Hunter is a kind of guy where it's like, even if we don't really have necessarily need at wide receiver in priority-wise or corner-wise, he's one of those players that I wouldn't mind the 49ers drafting anyway.
Oh, it'd be great.
Because he can fill both those things. I wouldn't mind that at all. A lot of people probably hate it. We need a tackle, but I mean, like, you cannot pass on that. It's kind of like Brock
How would you pass on? Yeah, how would you pass on that great of a player?
I would have taken him in the first round because he's that good.
If he failed to us magically somehow, there was idiots in the NFL that were making picks, and he failed to us. You take him without a doubt. I don't care. I know we need offensive line. You take Travis Hunter, unless you're a moron. Like
generational
that many
type thing. It's happening.
If there's that many idiots in front of us and they don't take Travis Hunter, and he falls to us somehow, you take Travis Hunter. I don't care. We apologize, Brock Purdy, but you don't pass on talent like that. No, like that dude is that good. You do not pass up on him. Yeah.
Yeah. For sure, 110%. Especially when you like, I'm not saying wide receiver isn't a concern because you don't know what he's going to be like coming back. Pearsall, we don't know what he is yet, near the counting, but Travis Hunter would give you a lot more reassurances in that situation, especially at corner 2 as well, where we most likely we're not
shut down corner.
Ward. Yeah, we're going to shut down corner. We're most likely Ward is not going to come back next year, filling in that third corner spot because we have 2 corners guaranteed next year, Green and Lenore. Outside of that, you don't have that third one to cover.
Travis Hunter becomes your number one instantly.
Boom, instantly becomes your number one. So, yes, offensive tackle is the highest priority, but you fill in 2 concerns and you have a generational talent at
You just had 2 first round. Yep. Well, technically, you have a first and a second round pick, I would say, with Travis Hunter because, I mean, wide receiver, I'd put a more late first round, maybe second round pick at wide receiver. But, I mean,
most players are not injury prone until they get to the NFL. That's true. Like you really know if they can take hits like that because they're faster and stronger.
It's like quarterbacks. You don't know if they're NFL talent until they get there.
Exactly. So, there's a lot of quarterbacks we can go through that are great in college, but just shit in NFL. Travis Hunter's like drafting a first and a second rounder.
Exactly.
Pick. That's exactly. So, 110%, Terry. You're on 100%. Point, man. On point. He's that good. Honestly, I'm not saying he's going to, because obviously the other teams have more needs. But like if he went first overall, I wouldn't be shocked by that because
No.
the talent is just that good. And if the 49ers can trade up to get him like the 5th or 6th pick, I wouldn't hate that either.
No.
If they end up with Travis Hunter on some level, no matter if it's a trade or
I
not,
don't care.
I'll be fucking ecstatic.
I would say that's like the best first round pick I think we'd ever make.
It's up there with like Bosa.
I mean, since in his era, yeah. I mean, since Bosa, yeah. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah, so I'm all for it, man. Obviously, we love Travis Hunter, so let's go ahead and get to the rest of the tight ends. Then we'll do that mock draft real quick.
I don't have a lot of tight ends. I mean, I had
you got Harold Finnan Jr. from Bowling Green.
I didn't do any scouting actually on him. So
okay, so
I can say Tyler Warren was the only one I saw from Penn State because I watched some the running backs from Penn State. He's great at catching, but just can't block for crap. So,
and that's not a Kyle Shanahan thing, so you probably wouldn't draft him anyway. So,
there are some, I think there are some pretty good tight ends though that I heard of.
There's Loveland. I heard is a good tight end.
Holston Loveland's a pretty good tight end.
Another one. There's actually a few good tight ends.
Gunnar Helm from Texas was another one, but I just didn't pay too much attention to tight ends this season because that's usually not a position I really ever watch. I don't really. I would say that's a position that, since we have Kittle, it's not a position. And running backs usually, I just love watching that position, and same thing with quarterbacks, just because I like, those are the two positions that I like watching.
Mason Taylor is a tight end out of LSU.
Yeah,
according to Terradome. He's 6'5", pretty big guy, 256 pounds. Okay, didn't he win an award? I think he won some awards, didn't he too? This year, I think he wants more. We'll get more familiar with draft prospects as the year goes on.
I like after the combine probably.
Yeah,
I like watching the combine. That's usually when I learn a little bit more about the tight end position.
All right, this is the big one. We're probably gonna be on this for a while, but let's try to keep this short a little bit so we get to the mock draft and get out of here. Offensive line. You got Calvin Banks Jr. out there. You got Wyatt Millam, Will Campbell, Josh Simmons, Cameron Williams, Tate Ridledge, Jonas Savanias, who's your favorite one.
Yep.
Tyler Brooker, Josh Connolly, Aaronette Aizri. I butchered the shit out of that name.
That's right.
All right. Who are your number one tackle you should get? And then who's your steal tackle in this here for the 49ers? Because that's all the biggest name.
A lot of people are big on Kelvin Banks, but the game I saw with him is he's pretty fast. He's got good hands. I saw some holding. I'm really big on Jonah out of Arizona. The dude's big. He's got great awareness. I mean, he is fast outside the when he gets around that corner. He's strong. Like his 40 time. I mean, the dude. I didn't see a lot of weaknesses when I watched Arizona games. Like Jonah is just a beast, and like when I look at most draft boards, it's crazy. Like he wasn't even really on the list. Like I didn't have him on my list to begin with. I had Kelvin, Wyatt, Will, Josh, and Cameron on my list to begin. And when I watched the Arizona game, I'm like, who's that big ass dude? And I went back and looked. I'm like, Jonah, huh? And so I started watching more. I'm like, this dude is great. Like,
so you'll say he's the best tackle in the draft.
My opinion is he is. Now, I could be wrong, but from what I saw and what I've watched, I'm really big on Jonah. I think I've seen a lot of his games. I've watched a lot of his tapes. The dude is a beast, and the speed he has, he fits our offense. He fits our style of offense. He can get outside and block downfield. Like the dude's great. I mean, he's a beast. So I'm bigger on him than I am on Kelvin, on Wyatt, Will. I mean, I love this kid. I think he's the best tackle right now.
So you would take him with the 10th pick, 11th pick over Kelvin Banks.
I would take him. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, because I've heard I've done a little bit of research on what professionals had to say about this offensive line class. They say it's not as good as last year, and that Banks would get taken somewhere in the middle of the first round, like the 20th,
they say that, yeah, between
amongst them. And they said it's not the best offensive line D-line draft, but you said it's one of the best offensive line drafts that you've seen.
Well, it's a good. I think it's somewhat deep. I think offensive line and defensive line are somewhat deep, but I'm saying more for our side that I think we'll be able to get some depth there. And yeah, I think Jonah, I mean, he's not ranked when you look at like draft boards. I went back and I would look, I'm like, where's Jonah? Well, he's like 5th or 6th on these draft boards. I'm like, are people not watching this dude play? Like, are they just like, what are they
the
doing?
offensive line entirely, just focus on
That's what I'm
quarterbacks.
saying. Like, this kid is a beast. And like I think he's highly underrated. He's 6'5", 330 pounds, and he can move.
You're
Like
talking about Jonas
kid,
Savania again, right?
yeah, this kid is amazing. Like
who's a tackle that you would say we can get in like the 2nd or 3rd round? You think that we could probably get away with on your list?
2nd or
What's
3rd
a good
round,
steal?
probably.
Because we're probably going to miss out on some players, and we may not even get that kind of tackle. So is there a secondary option just in case shit hits the fan?
I mean, probably we'd be lucky. I mean, some of these players, like you're saying, they're saying it's not as deep. So some of these players, like Emory Jones out of LSU, might be, but he's not. I'd say he's more of an interior player than he is. And
we don't really do that.
Yeah, I mean, he's 6'6", 322, so you'd have to get a little bit bigger. You got there's just not. I would say there's not a lot of players that are gonna fall. That we're gonna find at offensive tackle when you get later in the draft. I think a lot of them are gonna be earlier in the draft. I think I'm hoping we can get Jonah at that 11th spot. I think Banks will probably get picked before him just because his name was out there early. Like I said, the 2 or 3 games I watched at Banks, I think he had like 2 or 3 holds.
Okay.
You're
really not a fan of like? Do you think? But you do think that Kyle will be a starting? Tackle?
Yeah, he'll be a starting tackle.
If we miss out on Jonah, we'd still draft him, but you'd prefer Jonah over him. Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, there's some of these guys could get moved into the interior. You got like Josh Simmons, I think will go interior. Will Campbell, I think he's an offensive tackle, but they're going to move him to a lot of teams will probably move him to center. There's Cameron Williams. He'll be an offensive tackle. He's a big guy, 6'5", 335. He might fall later, 2nd, 3rd round, maybe. So there's some guys, Conley, but he's going to be an interior guy. He'll be a guard. I don't think we're going to get too many players. You may be looking more like 5th round when you get down there.
Okay, that's good.
I think the kid out of Missouri, Mimbu, down there. So
let's go ahead and move on to the next spot. Obviously we have more time in the future to talk more about these prospects as we go. But I like this comment about Terratone. What do you got to say? Got to check arm length. He can play guard, and they may try to kick him inside, knowing us. That's true. Let's kick his ass.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Wilford's a better tackle, but for some reason we use him in the guard. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, no, stupid ass.
All right, so let's go ahead and get to the next situation, which is edge. There's some this Abdul Carter guy. I've seen some clips of him. I've seen what people talk about. I'm pretty excited about that guy if we end up getting him.
I mean the best lineman, defensive lineman is an interior guy, Mason Graham out of Michigan. So I didn't put him on the list because I was thinking more edge. Like I would say that I was thinking more edge on that aspect because Michigan has probably the best 2 interior linemen. I mean, it's Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant. So I didn't put those 2 on there just because I was like, well, I don't really care about interior too much.
A lot of people think that interior is like one of our biggest needs. And I know that Juan is really big. He thinks D tackle is our biggest need. I'm not saying it's not a need. I think it's like a 3rd or 4th priority at some point. But I like Evan Anderson. I'm bigger on Willie Collins than everyone else is. But I think that edge situation is such a problem. And Bosa needs a guy on the opposite side of him. And the 49ers need a tackle. And those are the 2 biggest positions in the game. Like you need a tackle, you need an edge, and you need a quarterback. Top 3 positions. And 2 of those we need to fill ASAP. So
Abdul Carter's, he's one of those guys that, I mean, when I watched the Penn State games, I mean, the dude's Yeah, he could be one of those guys. He come in and instantly start for us on the edge. He can also stand up and play a little defense. Uh, from what when I saw the Penn State games, I didn't see him do it a bunch. Just because I mean he's 6'3", 252, but he's a pretty fast guy for his size.
That's about
Um,
prototypical like pass rusher, except for 6'5", probably better than 6'3", but 6'3" is still
yeah,
not bad.
yeah.
Rusher.
So I mean he's a big guy. He had 11 sacks on the season, so he's a good player. Abdul Carter, I think he'll come in and instantly start for us
Who's
if we did get
your
him.
who's your second best pass rusher you got on here?
Let's see here. My second best
You
pass
got
rusher.
linebacker Jack Sawyer from Ohio State, great tackler, but you saw him more as a linebacker than you saw him as a pass rusher.
Yeah, Jack Sawyer was I don't think I think he would be more of a linebacker. Let's see here. So actually it's not really in order, but maybe Mikael Williams out of Georgia. He was a pretty good player. Or James Pierce. You could kind of throw those two hand in hand. Those two Mikael Williams out of Georgia. He's a pretty big dude. He's that 6'5", 265. That edge guy. He can really sit. Yeah, he can really set the edge.
It does seem like if we keep I want to come back to Jack Sawyer. I'm not saying we should draft him, but because you're saying he's more like a linebacker than he's a pass rusher, but he could do both, obviously, from what you're saying to me. The 49ers this year with Nick Sorensen, they tend to use Leonard Floyd a little bit in the pass coverage and pass and DN situations. So, I mean, he might just fit the scheme there. Jack Sawyer might. What do you think of that? Like if Nick Sorensen,
he'll be a second day pick. I mean, Jack Sawyer's not going to go first round. I mean, I see him late going in later. I mean, he'll make tackles. He'll make tackles. He won't. I just don't see him getting to the quarterback a lot. I mean, let's see what's Sawyer's.
And that's supposed to be more of Nick Bosa's job anyway. So if he can just do a little bit damage with QB hurries, I mean, I'm not expecting to get sacks maybe, but
he might be a late second round pick or something. But yeah, Mikael Williams is he's pretty good. I mean, he had 5 sacks this season, not a lot of tackles. He's got good speed for his size.
I've heard Mikael Williams is a top 5. I've heard he's gonna get picked.
Yeah, the whole thing is he didn't get to the quarterback a lot this season. And I think it was kind of more of a direct reflection on the line for Georgia.
Well, I mean, like it doesn't matter. You can get picked first overall. Who was the Georgia guy that got picked over Aiden Hutchinson? I can't remember what it was. He got like no sacks that year. Sacks or some shit.
Yeah.
But he got drafted by Trent Baalke because he's super athletic. It's just like,
and that's what that Mikael. This kid's pretty good. Yeah, I think he's good. But I think Abdul Carter's. I kind of feel like Abdul Carter's just slightly edges them out. I think that Abdul Carter's going to be good, going to be really good. I do like James Pierce a little bit. Problems I saw with him is holding that edge because of his size. I feel like he might be more of that, stand-up guy. He had 7.5 sacks on the season, but I put Mikael Williams above him. I think James Pierce might be a later. If he goes in the first round, maybe a late first round pick. Unless you see these edge rushers coming off the board early, somebody might make that panic mode pick and be like
desperate, but like reach
James Pierce,
Yeah.
But I mean, he could be a linebacker or an edge runner because of he's pretty fast. He's got good speed, so he could probably play both. I didn't see him playing it too much, so.
Next deep, let's jump into the DBs and then we'll start the draft. Travis Hunter, obviously, clear as day. We both agreed that dude is the number one target. Someone we would love to get. One of the best corners out there. Great instincts. Game slows down for him. Love to have him. Will Johnson. I've heard nothing but great things about Will Johnson, but didn't he tear his ACL or something like that recently? I could be wrong.
Shoot, I don't know.
I could have sworn there was a top player in this draft. I could be wrong. Could not be him, but I heard there was a player that tore his ACL.
I guess I didn't hear anything about
he's just that good. It could not be Will Johnson. It could be somebody else. But you obviously said he has good size, good press, made some dumb penalties. What's what you've written here? But I've heard.
Yeah, he made some dumb penalties when I watched him. Yeah,
from the get.
Yeah, he'll be a starter. I guess I didn't see anything about him being injured. I didn't even look at that. So.
And again, I could be wrong. I could be talking about somebody else entirely. But I've heard there's a few ACL players in this first round that are going to get picked in the first round, regardless of that. I've heard, and I could be wrong about that. I watched one video and a professional said it, and I rolled with it. So if Fred goes down, which I pray never happens, we'll need big trouble linebacker position. I agree, because I don't think Winters is the answer. Bethune's not the answer.
I mean, you got guys like Jalen Walker, Jihad Campbell, Harold Perkins out of LSU. There's some linebackers out there, but I don't think they're. I mean, there's going to be a few that go in the first round. I think maybe Walker, I think, was the one out of Georgia. Let me look. Yeah, Jalen Walker was the only one in the first round. I don't think linebackers are really that deep this year. They're more like second, third day picks. So, yeah, linebackers, we'll probably be able to get one, third day if we
hopefully
want
get a fast one. That's what we need.
Some depth. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's some pretty fast guys like 6'4", 240. Yeah, I mean, we'll be able to get some good guys. But, I mean, hopefully we don't need to use them right away. They'll be developmental guys. So
so I don't like what you had here for going back to DBs real quick. So Will Johnson, obviously, if he's good at press, man, that's your number one job as a corner is press. Man,
make some stupid ass penalties, Yeah,
but if he can, I mean, Green had penalty issues too as well, but he looks like he's turned out to be a stud. JD Barron, I don't like what you're putting here. He's good in zone coverage and he can't tackle.
Dude
zone
can tackle to save his life. Yeah, I mean, he cannot tackle to save his life in the open field. But I mean, he did. I mean, if you look at his stats, he did have 47 tackles on the season. But I mean, the games that I watched, he missed some fucking tackles. Like that dude,
like it's dead to rights kind of situation.
Yeah, I was like, how? Like how? You just sit there.
And we got enough of that shit happening this year, so we can't have that.
What are you doing, dude? Yeah, like come on, like. But I mean, he had 9 pass deflections and 5 interceptions. So he's a good cornerback. If he could just learn to rap, maybe if they could, he's a pretty good cornerback. He won't be first day talent. He's a second day talent. So I mean, if you go to Siobhan Ravel Jr., East Carolina, they have him ahead of him. But the dude he hasn't played that many games. I didn't really watch anything on him. So that's why I didn't have him up there. But a lot of the things I've seen have Ravel Jr. above him out of ECU. But like I said, I haven't watched much out of him. He's 6'3", 193, so he needs to put a little bit of weight on. So he's a little skinny though. So he's going to get
193 though. That's
193. That's pretty skinny at that size. That's a beanpole. You're 6'3", 193.
7 pounds.
He probably needs to gain like 10, 15 pounds to be.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I'd say gain at least 9, 10 pounds so you can at least do some press, right? But he had 8 tackles, 0 sacks, 2 pass deflections, and 2 interceptions. So I don't know why they have him so high up. I would have to see his combine, how he does there. So I'm interested to see that. Yeah. And then
let's get through this last comment real quick, and then we'll do the draft and we'll bounce. Looking at film, good Miami Minnesota left tackle versus I can't pronounce it.
Ursaray and
Carter. Ursaray held his own plus some. Ursaray could be a second round steal developing, and we're really good at developing players. It's just the pass rush. We're not good at developing pass rushers. We're good at corner, we're good at linebacker, we're good at safety, we're good at everything else but linebackers. DNs. So I like that. If he's a second round steal, I'll take him. But as long as he's not another Drake Jackson, I'll be fine with that.
I don't think he'll be. I think he'll go further than the second round, though. I don't think Ursaray I don't think they have him on the big board going too early. So I could be wrong. No, Ursaray is going on the big board. They have him. Yeah, I see him. Jeez. Yeah, some of these I just don't believe. So
okay. All right, so we're gonna enter the draft. It's going to auto select picks as it goes, and then we'll react as it goes.
Oh, it's got to give. Oh, we got to pick who's available, huh?
Yeah,
that should be interesting. Let's see how this works out.
All right, here we go.
Oh, this guy's not gonna let me pick who I want, huh? This asshole.
No, you're not gonna be able to pick. It could if you want to. I could select all.
Travis Hunter. No, go ahead.
I don't want to do that. I'm just gonna let it auto do its job. So. Let's see what we got based on that. Right. Entering solo draft. Here we go. All right. Shedeur Sanders to the Giants. Travis Hunter to the Patriots.
We're both straight. Oh, man. We could have got Travis Hunter.
Right. Luther Burden, Nick Sorensen. Okay. Oh, we got a trade offer. Seattle Seahawks is going to give us a 2nd round pick and a 17th pick for I believe a back end 4th end round pick, the 5th round pick, and the 11th.
I think we could trade back and still get.
I'll hide that offer real quick, but
yeah, I think we could still trade back and get.
You think we should trade back for that?
No, I just get just take.
Because we got there's Mason Graham D tackle still out there. Will Campbell is out there.
Ooh, Mason Graham. That is such a. Why would they not? How nobody take Mason Graham? I find that
your boy. Do you think we could go? Calvin Banks is still out there. Will Campbell is still out there.
I had Mason Graham going earlier than that. That's crazy. Nobody took Mason Graham. He's a big interior offense. That dude's a beast. I didn't.
The D tackle. Nobody took a D tackle, so he's the best D tackle.
You really take the best available player? No, I just. Here's
that guy is so good. I don't know if we should. He's the number 4 player.
This is why I don't get paid to make these decisions for them. No,
right? Like this is hard as shit. But I'm looking at tackles here. You got your boy Jonah out there. You still have Will Campbell.
I mean, I think we go Jonah. I think we
that's
just go
taken. Jonah. Quarterback wise,
is Genty still there?
Genty's taken. Genty was taken by the Jets in the 8th pick. Let's just go through real quick. So
what edge rushers? What edge rushers are out there?
Edge rushers on defense. We got James Pierce, Shamir Stewart, Lennon Jackson, Prince Minani.
No,
left tackle Overton.
I don't like Prince.
I don't like any of these guys really. From what
Prince
you mentioned,
he's a good tackler, but he can't. He doesn't do much in the. Yeah,
okay,
let's just take. I think just take my boy.
Just take your boy.
I'm sticking with my guns on Jonah. I think we could trade back and still get him. Let's take it. Let's take it.
Let's take it. All right, proposed trade. Where
can you get the trade?
I'm trying. I hit it, so it should be around here somewhere. Oh, trade offer. Well, it's from Seattle, so it's our rival. So who do you think they're going to pick?
I hate Seattle.
I know. So we got that's our only trade offer that we got.
Counter. No, go ahead and accept it. Let's just.
I think that's good. Move 2nd round pick to move up 6 spots. I think that's pretty good actually.
Go ahead.
I'll accept it. We'll accept it.
This is why we don't get paid to make these. Okay. Yeah, this is why we don't get paid to make these decisions.
Hey, our boy's still there. Okay, so
no more trades. Just reject.
Oh, dude, look at that.
No, we're not moving that far back. No, reject.
Well, I saw it. No, that's all right. That's pretty far back. You're right.
Yeah, reject it. Reject it. I'm picking my boy, Jonah.
This is good though. We fall 5 back to another 2nd round pick.
No, just fucking reject it. Let's get Jonah. Let's just move forward here.
That's a dude. Okay, fine. All right, but hold on. Before we do, let's look at the rest of the picks, though. Okay, so we didn't do that. We didn't do that part. So Shedeur Sanders went to the Giants. Okay, Travis Hunter went to the Patriots. Makes sense. They got a quarterback. Get the best guy available. Okay, Will Johnson, a guy who's obviously known for a top 5 pick, got taken. Abdul Carter, who we just talked about, top 5 pick. McMillan, quarterback Ward went to the Raiders because Shedeur Sanders went. So of course that kind of makes sense. That's not bad. Mikel Williams going over to the Panthers. I guess I think he was your 2nd best pass rusher, wasn't it?
Yeah, right? I mean he was probably tied. So yeah, I would put him up there with the
Ashton Jeffrey going to the Jets is a little weird, but I guess Breece Hall is becoming a little injury prone.
That's good for him though.
That's great for him, yeah.
Yeah.
Luther Burden went to the Bears for wide receiver. I'm actually shocked by that. I don't think they would go wide receiver there.
I
think they would go tackle if anything. Nick Scorton to the edge went to the Saints. Terradomes, he likes him a lot. Mm-hmm. Texas A&M. I'll check him out. James Pierce, you're not high on him. Seattle's took him. That's worth it. Awesome. Let's do it. Calvin Banks went to the Miami Dolphins, which is not bad because we ended up with the tackle we wanted anyway, so that works out. Safety Malik Starks. I don't know who that is. I haven't heard anything about him yet. I don't know if they have safety need.
Malik Starks? Yeah, I don't know.
Isaiah Bond and instead of taking a running back or an offensive tackle, they pick a wide receiver. I'm cool with that. Tyler Booker, they need offensive line with the Cardinals. That makes sense.
That's the one Emike is the one that's injury prone. So he had some lower body injuries. Yeah. He had some lower body injuries, so that's fine.
Mason Graham is still available, bro.
That is crazy to me. Why is he still?
Is he hurt? Is he hurt?
No.
Did you check?
No.
You're just like, I'm confident. Because he doesn't seem, if he's fallen like that, why is he? It says he's injured. Defensive coordinator mid during injury. He got banged up in training camp.
No, whatever.
Okay. Missed
Just
last
take-
season with a broken hand. So he's got some injury issues.
A hand? Who the fuck cares? Okay, go, Jonah.
You're like, I
Pick
love that guy
Jonah.
too much.
Just
All
pick
right,
Jonah.
I guess we'll take our boy. We're taking our boy here, guys, at the second pick. Terradome says going to the Jets where he can go to die.
Yeah, I know. Where careers go to die.
He says where he's going to go to die, dude, for sure. I like that. All right, I guess we're taking our boy. I think we should trade back, though, dude. I think he's going to be there. I think he's going to be there.
Just take him.
I don't want to, dude. I don't want to do it. All right, I'll do it. All right, Colson Lovin went to this tech. Let's pause the draft real quick. Let me pause it. Well, I'll let the first round go by, and then I'll pause it. Let's see who ended up with the Steelers traded with the Chiefs and got. Oh, did I pause? I paused it. There we go. Okay, so the Steelers traded with the Chiefs and got Jalen Milroe to the Steelers. That actually kind of makes sense considering he's like the third or fourth best quarterback, and they do need a quarterback, so that makes sense. And they drafted nothing but offensive linemen last year, so that would be their approach. I agree with that. Trey Harris went to the Lions. Wyatt Milliam, offensive guard, went to the Vikings. I'm actually shocked by that one. Shamir Stewart, as an edge, went to the Bills. Derek Harmon from Oregon went to the Eagles. How do you feel about that one? I know you're an Oregon guy. Oh, he left. Okay, he's gone. All right, so Derek Horton went to there. Cameron Williams, offensive tackle from Texas, went to Green Bay. I think we're at one on offensive tackle at this point. Amarian Hampton went to the Baltimore Ravens. I don't know why they would go running back. I don't think they would here, but Nick Amanari Wari went to the South Carolina, got a safety. I guess they do need safety help, so that makes sense. Quarterback Benjamin Morrison from Notre Dame. I heard good things about him, actually, now I think about it. Jalen Walker, the linebacker that Poggy was high on, went to the Rams. Offensive tackle, one of the best out there, Will Campbell, went to the Broncos. And then Mason Graham falls to the Texans. So there's that. I mean, the Texans now have a great D-line. That's actually great for them because they got what? Who's the top? Who did they get last year? They got somebody last year. I can't remember what it was in the first round, and he's really good. I can't remember his name. Pass rusher. So that would be great for them. Siobhan Revel from East Carolina went to the Chargers. Talik Williams went to the Ohio State, and then the best tight end goes to the Bucks. I'm not against that. I actually kind of like some of these picks for these teams. So I'm not.
Texans got Mason Graham.
They did. They got Mason Graham.
That's a big pick for them.
Who's the guy that's next to who's the guy that the Texans draft? I forgot who it was. And it's like he's a great pass rusher right now. I can't remember who it is. But him next to Mason Graham would be fantastic. I actually like that pick for them. And it'd be great for D'Amico Ryans. Will Campbell, one of the best tackles, went to the Broncos. And then your favorite linebacker, I think, Jalen Walker, went to the Rams. Sad day.
He can play both the edge or linebackers, so he can.
So they got a double. And they already picked the DN they picked last year is playing really good this year. He might be defensive rookie of the year. I mean, the Chiefs got South Carolina Nick Amanori. I don't know who that is. Running back Amarian Hampton went to
he's pretty good.
Baltimore Ravens. I guess that's not bad. I mean, Hill just got hurt and Derrick Henry's older, and I think he's on a 1-year contract anyway, so that's kind of works out. Cameron Williams, tackle, went to the Green Bay Packers. Derek Harmon, D tackle from Oregon.
Oh, he's a big run stopper. Harmon.
Yeah, him next to Jalen Carter. What do you think?
That's pretty good for them. That shuts down the interior of their defensive line.
And they had 2 pass rushers they like, so their D line would be stout. Terror says Eagles like SEC guys. They do, and they also like Georgia guys a lot. So
yeah, they do.
So Samir Stewart, William, Trey Harris, and then you left, but Jalen Monroe ended up going to the Steelers.
Desperation pick.
That is a desperation pick. But if you really think about it, they do need a quarterback.
Makes
Russell Wilson's
sense.
not the answer.
I would have gotten with Carson. Oh, no. They probably want somebody that's able to get out the pocket a little bit more. I mean, Beck's kind of that pocket present passer. So, yeah.
Your top tight ends that you've researched go back to back from Giants to
I'd take Fannin over probably Warren, but yeah.
Really? I thought Warren won some awards. Didn't he use like second best tight end award or something like that? He was
He
really
just can't block for shit. So
okay. Ursary, the offensive tackle that you talked about, goes to the Titans. Harold Perkins goes to the Browns. Caleb Johnson, a running back. I don't know if you've talked about
Ursary
him.
went? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ursary went. I don't know how you feel about Caleb Johnson.
Oh, yeah, Caleb Johnson. Damn, okay.
D-tackle.
That's the guy that I liked. That was one of my other favorite running backs.
What's your scouting report on him? I want to check.
He's the big dude, 6 foot 225.
Oh, okay. And then D-tackle Walter Nolan and Jahaid Campbell went to the Jets.
Yeah, he's a good
so
player.
I mean, based on how you describe Caleb Johnson, it does seem very Raiders-esque. So that's kind of I'm not against that. All right, we'll resume the rest of the draft, and then we'll go through it, and then we'll pick our
Bears back to back. Oh my god,
Bears pick back to back. Got left tackle and running back. I guess that's kind of what they need. All right, Chicago's. Oh Jesus, Chicago greedy as fuck. They want to.
Hell no.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. What about this? That's a good trade.
No, just reject that. Want to make my pick.
All right. Okay. So best available players are Emory Jones went to the Saints. Trevon Henderson, the running back. I think you talked about him. He's fast, isn't he? He went to the Bears, and they got edge left tackle Overton. So the best players available are Landon Jackson, Kenneth Grant, Princely, Deion Walker, Quinn Ewers.
Can you say that again?
I can't pronounce it, dude. I've been bushing the shit out of it.
I would say
says that them Titans are loading up here with J.C. Latham, Carthen. That's true. They are loading up that offensive line, but they need a quarterback. Levis is not the answer.
Quinn Ewers, yeah, he's from the Texas kid. Nobody. Right. Donovan Jackson, that's it. Jesus.
I'm actually shocked that the Steelers went with Moreau instead of Ewers. I would like Ewers better than Moreau, to be honest.
Sure.
What's our need right now? So we just got tackle. We got that out of the way. We need center, edge.
We need everything, but
offensive. We need another offensive tackle. Conley
Jr. would be more of an interior guy, if anything.
Center. Oh, there's no centers here. Is there anybody here that can move from guard to center?
That'd be Conley. Well, Conley Jr. I think would be more of a guy you would move in the inside. But
doesn't seem like you got a lot of centers here as options based on what you're saying.
Because he's 6'4", 305. So if anything, he'd be more inside.
Defensive side of the ball, we need D tackle and edge.
Yeah, go defense. Let me see what's at deep.
We got Landon Jackson, Prince, that one guy, JT Tomalalu. I heard that guy's pretty good.
JT Tomalalu, yeah.
I heard he's pretty good. D tackle, we got Kenneth Grant, Deion Walker, TJ Sanders. Linebacker, you got Barrett Carter, Deontay Lawson, Lander Barton. Corner, not so much. Safety, we don't need safety. Well, I guess we need a free safety, a fast one. So I wouldn't be against that too much.
All
right, so who do we got here, man? What do you
edge.
Edge?
Go back to edge, yeah. What do we got? Landon Jackson, huh? At Arkansas. What do I have on him?
Terradone says Parker Brailsford, center for Alabama, was my draft crush. He's going to Alabama for fourth year, though. Oh, he's going back to Alabama for a fourth year. Oh, that's sad. I've heard good things about him. I think you brought it up, actually, on a previous live. You like him a lot. So, what do you think we should do here? Tight end, we got Mason Taylor. I like it.
I don't think we go tight end, though. Why would you go tight end on your second?
Well, we need a backup. We do need a backup.
Yeah, but you don't go tight end on your second pick, though.
I don't know. I wouldn't be against it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Who do I have here? Let's see here.
I think we might have to go Josh Conley play guard, or at least play guard and try to train him in center.
Well, Green, Blake Miller.
You got Donovan Jackson.
Tate Ratledge is better than Donovan Jackson. But God, what a terrible.
Parker Brailsford is on here, but he said he went with the fourth year.
He's not even in the draft.
What do you got, Terradome? Who do you think we should get?
I mean, Conley Jr. is probably the best player. What's under all? Go to all. I just want to see what they have their best fit. Landon Jackson, really? I'm not big on Landon Jackson. I mean,
we went to tight end on our 3rd round pick for Cameron drop to. Taylor is good, and he has pedigree.
Yeah. Landon Jackson's, he's 6'7", 281, and I see him more of an interior guy than I do an exterior.
But do you think it's like a Gross Matos kind of prototype where you can play inside and outside? We got Kenneth Grant, Prince Imani, Deion Walker, J.D. Barron, JT Tumalau.
JT Tumalu, yeah, he's 6'4", 270. I would almost go. I mean, Landon Jackson would probably be the best player. Yeah, I'd say he's the best available.
I think we should have took that trade offer. That's what we should have done.
Oh, yeah, I'm not big on Princely. I mean, he was one of the top picks coming into the year. I'm just not big on him.
All right, so who do we got here, man?
I really don't like this.
This is how it is, dude.
This is horse crap.
You gotta. All right.
Wait, let me see who I have on my mock draft. Hold on. Let me see who I have on my. We're on the 2nd round.
We're in the 2nd round, dude. This is our
DeMonte Capehart available from Clemson.
Who?
Defensive tackles.
Defensive tackle?
Yeah.
We got Grant, Walker, Sanders, Corleen, Turner, and Jenkins.
Okay. No, he's not even fucking available.
Our time would be up if we were in the draft.
I know. I'd be terrible at this because they're just taking all my players that I wanted. Jack Sawyer's not available, obviously. Let's see here.
If you don't, I'm picking Taylor. If you don't pick someone soon,
just take. I mean, I think we could still get Conley Jr. later.
We don't pick for another, like 70-ish, not 70, but like way back.
What number? No, our next pick is 49.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, we could take. So we could take Conley Jr., slide him to the inside. God, I just don't know if he's going to be a good player because he played for the Ducks.
You're killing me, bro.
Sorry.
Donovan Jackson or
what'd I say about Conley Jr.? Let me go back. Good foot speed, run blocking, not very strong, penalties. That's pretty vague. Let's go with Conley Jr.
Over Mason Taylor. Okay, we're taking Conley Jr. Here we go. All right.
Close my eyes.
Deion Walker, Princely, McIntyre, Christian Jenkins, Allen Murray, and safety Amuka. Oh, we're good. All right, we trade back with the Dolphins.
No.
78th pick.
Reject it. No, we're not drafting next season. So what are we trying to?
Because it's supposed to be like, what would you do in the draft and still try to?
I wouldn't do any of this in the draft.
Okay.
Oh, Ernest Green.
Oh my God.
Go to all. I want to see what's available.
Landon Jackson fell.
Well, of course he did. I don't think he's an
out there.
Mason Taylor is?
Yeah, he's still out there.
Really?
I mean, I know. I understand
we're going to be able to get him later on in the draft, but
we got 2 offensive linemen. I think we're good now. I think we need
to go more edge. We need to find an edge.
That's true. Edge would be a need. Mason is your guy. Says Terradome.
I just don't think there's anybody at edge. Jack
Sawyer.
We're going to be able to get him later on. I think we can go tight end now.
I like Jack Sawyer just based on if he can play both positions. I'm not expecting him to get a ton of sacks because that's Bosa's job. So if he can be a good enough distraction, I'm fine with that.
I mean, he's a 6'4", 265 guy. What's his 40 stats?
Mason is your guy, says Terradome, and we're driving nuts if we don't take him.
Terradome likes him some Mason. He's from LSU. I mean, I do. I mean,
give me a second. Oh my God. What do you think of Quinshon Judkins going to the Cowboys, by the way? Curious.
Quinshon Judkins from us. I mean, both those Ohio State running backs are pretty good, but I think they're more 3rd round talent than they were 2nd round.
A bit of reach. It is a need.
I think that was more of a reach. I
I'm
mean,
going
he
with Mason
can't.
Taylor.
Yeah, I would just grab Mason Taylor. I think that's a good spot for the tight end, and then we can grab. Don't take our.
Kenneth Conner's got a couple trades.
Okay, don't take our.
Milo's gone. That's sad. Jack Sawyer, damn it, he's gone.
That's okay.
I
still have more edge rushers out there that we can get.
Okay, Donovan Jackson's gone. Denzel Burke is gone. Bryson Neesmith is there. Oh, we got a trade offer. You don't like that because it's next year, so we'll reject it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go edge. Are you on the edge? Go edge rushers.
Landon Jackson's still out there.
I'm telling you, Landon Jackson is not that good of a player.
He's trash, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so we got Mason and 2 guards. So we're good on offense. I think we're solid now. I think we're good on offense for us to draft. Really,
not farts. Oh no, that's not gonna work for me.
We got Landon Jackson, Danny Dennis Sutton, Jonas Sanker.
Very strong. Shamir Tuner. I know that name.
St. Thomas Aquinas, high school Miami dude. Would love to have the heir apparent to Kittle. I would too. If he could be that guy, I'm all for it.
No, he's a really good tight end.
All right. So
I remember that name. Yeah, he's really good. I didn't do a lot of scouting on him, but yeah, I think he's a really good player. Okay. Read me some edges here and see if I got
Landon Jackson, Danny Dennis Sutton, Ashton Gillette, and Josiah Stewart and Jared Ivey are the top edges left. D tackle, because D tackle is somewhat a need. Shamir Turner is the guy we can get right now. So it's between Shamir Turner, Landon Jackson, Danny Ashton, and Josiah Stewart. Nothing wrong with the true center, field safety, fast. If we can get him. Who are we talking about? Which safety are you talking about? I do think we need a free safety. We need a fast fucking.
Shamir Turner's the best player. He's a run stuffer. He's not going to be an edge guy. He's a big guy. I know who you're talking about. I got to find him though. What's his size? Where's Shamir Turner?
He's the 17th pick.
Fuck. Now I'm trying to find his measurements.
Oh, okay.
I know he's a big dude.
Who's the true
Shamir? Oh, that's Shamir Stewart. Where's Shamir Turner? I know a Turner. 6'4", 300 pounds. Yeah.
Who's the safety you're talking about, Terradome? I don't know what you're talking about.
What safety?
He says that's a true free safety. Rod Morris, Sanker.
No, I wouldn't say Sanker. No.
Dorian Strong or Quincy Riley. He's talking about one of these people here, I'm sure. I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm sure he's
going Strong Riley. Oh, maybe Riley, but I wouldn't say
Jonas Sanker, Rod Moore.
I wouldn't say Sanker. Sanker's.
You don't like Sanker? What's his? He's 6'1", 210. Coming soon. Player info.
I would say more out of Michigan.
6 foot 198. Yeah, that's about it. Corner Dorian Strong, Quincy Williams, and we got D tackle Shamir Turner.
Dorian Strong. Fuck, I know a Dorian Strong.
So far we don't have.
I know a Dorian Strong. I know a Dorian Strong too. Get the DT.
Get the D tackle Shamir Turner.
Yeah,
we give Terry.
I know him. He's a big run stopper. That's a big run stopper. But we need an edge rusher.
We need an edge rusher so bad. And this is
look at linebackers. Who's that linebacker? Let's see if there's
Deontay Lawson, Blander Barton, and Danny Stutzman.
Oh, Deontay Lawson? Did you say Deontay Lawson?
230. Yeah, Deontay Lawson.
Alabama. Yeah. Take him. I like Deontay Lawson. Alabama? Yeah. Wait.
We need D-tackle and edge.
You got Stutzman?
What?
I like Danny Stutzman.
We can get him. We can get him with the next pick, though. We got pick 101. What are the chances of him being taken?
I really like Danny Stutzman.
I like his size.
He can be that down edge rusher too. Danny Stutzman. I saw him play.
Yeah, but we don't. It's not that high a priority. We have edge and D tackle to worry about here, and maybe even safety is more important than linebacker.
I don't know Landar Bunt. Oh, he played at Utah. He's 6'4", 236.
How big is?
I do like Stutzman. I love Stutzman. Actually.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and pick.
Take the defensive tech. Yeah,
it's way more important.
I like tech.
It's way more important. We took him. Okay. All right. So let's hope. So
I
you
like
hit-
I like Stutzman more than I like Stutzman more than I like Lawson. Stutzman was a beast and open field tackle. Stutzman was phenomenal when I watched that dude. He is a great linebacker.
Deontay Lawson's gone.
It's fine. As long as we get Stutzman, I'm happy. Take Stutzman. Yes.
You love Stutzman
Yes.
that much? Huh?
I like Stutzman. Yeah. I
Really?
like Stutzman. Yes. Take him.
We got back-to-back picks
Watch
on this.
tape on Stutzman.
Okay,
Guys, watch tape on
I'll even
Stutzman.
write that down. I'll
That's
write
so
down
funny.
Stutzman.
I forgot about Stutzman. The only reason I remember that name Stutzman is because I know a guy named Stutz. And so when I was watching Oklahoma, when they said Stutzman, I was like, I know a guy named Stutz.
Carson Beck is still on the board. Blake Miller, Gordon.
Carson Beck is going to be a steal for somebody because I think he's going to be a great pocket presence there. I think he's going to be really good at. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. Terrence Ferguson's there.
All right, we're taking Danny Stutzman.
Yep.
Psych. We're taking Lander Barton.
Don't take Barton.
Danny Stutzman. All right. So far, I'm on the draft. The only thing is we need edge now. We need to find a steal.
I think Stutzman can kind of play well. He doesn't have a lot of size, but he's 6'4", 236. Rejected. He's 6'4", 236. He's going to be good. What round are we in? Jeez Louise.
Blake Miller is solid, says Terradome. I don't know who that is. Who's Blake Miller?
Blake Miller. Why does that sound familiar?
Was he taken already? He was taken by. Oh, he's an offensive tackle. He's taken by.
Oh yeah, okay.
Clemson. Okay.
That's why it sounds familiar.
Jared Ivey is gone.
Yeah. Who cares?
So we need an edge rusher here. Importantly, that's the biggest thing here is edge.
Jay Jonah in Minnesota.
Yes, 6'5", 265. Jay Jonah.
Well, hold on. Let me look at the names.
Tyler Barn, Gabe Lucas.
I don't think you're going to find an edge rusher right now. Go to all. Let me see who's still available. Oh, Ole Gordon out of Oklahoma State. Ooh. Terrence Ferguson's actually a pretty good tight end out of Oregon, too. Lador Barn, Will Howard, Anthony, NC State. Might be one of those good.
DJ Giddens.
John Joyner.
He's got good size. He's pretty big. He's 6'5", 265.
John Joyner. Why do I know? God, I feel like I don't think I've watched him.
Okay.
Where's he?
Are we beyond our depth at this point? We're gonna do more drafts in the future, but are we beyond our depth at this point?
John Joyner. Where's he from?
Minnesota.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen him then. I don't think I've seen him.
All right. I think we'll just pick Jaw Joyner and then we'll end it here. And that's where we'll stop. And then let it just finish the draft. So I'll take him.
God, he sounds familiar, but I can't picture him. That's funny. I don't care.
And then it should grade our draft.
Oh, you simulated it? Oh, we should just pick players. Oh my goodness. It's gonna give us players.
No, I just picked 5 rounds. Now it's past the 5th round, I think.
Oh, we could have picked Jaw Joyner. I think you would have worked.
We did pick Jaw Joyner.
Oh,
so we got. Yeah. So I picked up. I was like, why not? We need an edge rusher, and I don't know who he is, and that's the name that keeps popping up, so why not? So let's see what we got. I don't think a lot of fans are like the fact that it depends what we do with free agency, because free agency is going to matter in this.
I like watching the combine. I know a lot of people don't like measuring, but I like to see the 40 speed. And then the shuffle. I like to see a lot of that just to kind of see how these players move. And it's a lot of this is without pads and stuff like that. So I don't measure majority off of it. I like watching game film and stuff like that on these players, but still I like to see them in that and kind of in that format. So
all right. So this is our final picks. We got Jonas Savania.
I don't know how I feel about Josh Conley Jr. I'm going to be 100% honest with that. I think we can move him interior, but I think at 43 we're going to have better options.
Well, because with 43 now, but guess what? Now you have a guard / center potentially, and you have your tackle because you have Pooney. You have Pooney right now, right guard, and then if Conley can play guard or center in those positions, you fill a spot regardless. And then you got Jonas Savania who can play right tackle or left tackle. So that's boom. That's good.
Yeah, I think I agree with Terradome Miller.
Whoa. Papa J just deleted everybody's messages. What the fuck?
What are you talking about? I can see him. Comments?
According to me, it says he deleted all the comments.
Oh, I see Terradomes. Blank Miller is solid. Miller on OT.
Paradome was hidden by Papa J. That's what it says right there.
Oh, I see. I see comments here.
Yeah. Whoa. But you see all his comments? I see his comments here too, but for some reason my phone is saying you hit all the comments. That's weird. Holy crap, I accidentally deleted a bunch of comments. My bad, everybody.
Great job, Papa J.
Jeez, Papa J, the power's really getting to your head there, man.
Wow, Shanahan, great job. Really living up to your hero, huh? Great job, Papa J.
All right, honestly, I like our draft. I think it was pretty good. We got Jonas Savania, Josh Connerly. We got Mason Taylor. You could say is a Steeler, not Steeler, but a steal. I don't want to say Steeler. I think it's a steal.
Come on now.
Shamir Turner, good pick. Danny Stutzman, based on you at a 101st pick. If you were up, the only pick we don't know is Jay Joyner, and you're iffy on Connerly. But I don't care as long as we got a starter at guard, potentially center. That makes me kind of happy, because if Banks is not the answer. Right now, there's a Kel bunch, so I like it. And apparently, he can play tackle in a pinch. So we also got a swing tackle. So we got a guy that could potentially play in every single position if we ask him to. So
yeah, he's just not very big to play tackle. He's just kind of a smaller player. He played for Oregon, so he's more of a, you know that run style, that hurry up type offense, and not a pro style offense. So it's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to bounce. That is the mock draft, the very first one of Wolfie and Poggy show. Go ahead and grade it. Let us know how we did. This was just 5 rounds, and as the year goes on, obviously, especially in the off season and finding out free agency, draft, whatever, this is going to change. But as of right now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think this is about an A. I'm gonna give this an A. I like this a lot. I'm in love with this draft, and I really do hope that. We actually get something like this next time around. We'll see. Poggy, got any last words? Anything? Any final things you'd like to say about the 49ers versus Dolphins, the draft?
No, I had fun. I think doing the mock drafts are pretty fun. I mean, it's kind of cool to be able to. I guess I had a list of who I wanted to pick in each round, and then you put me on the spot of doing the. Having the computer pick against us, so it threw me off for a second. So, yeah, I think we did okay. The only pick I'm kind of, I would say Josh Connerly. He, I'm a big Duck fan, so he's their best offensive lineman.
He's happy about that.
I know, but it's just the style of offense they play in. So historically, Penei Sewell's the best offensive lineman to come out of there, but he's not a Penei Sewell. So we're not going to get that Penei Sewell type of player. We'll get a guy that you're going to have to move interior because he's not big. He's quick. He's got great footwork, but he's going to have some things to work on. So I don't think he's going to make a huge impact first season he comes out and plays.
Okay.
And so I think it's going to take a season or two for him to really play. So I think, he could be a second round, third round pick. So we'll see. It just when
that's all in all, that is like your one questionable thing about all.
Yeah, I would say, but when those players
Johnson, I like that.
Yeah, and when these players start, blowing. I mean, you start seeing offensive linemen dropping off the starting getting picked. It's kind of like, well, crap. Now I got to go out and try and pick a guy.
You're going to have to
what
reach.
Happens. So sometimes you kind of have to reach, and I wouldn't say he's a big reach. I just say he might be, he's maybe a slight reach, but he's still gonna. I think he's gonna fit.
All right.
Yeah.
Papa J, don't worry about it. We're about to end the live anyway. It's fine. As long as the next live, if people still make comments, you're good. I don't think you banned everybody, obviously, because you're able to do it on Terradome and a bunch of other people. Jake is still around. So it's not like you banned people. You just hit comments in this one live, which is fine. It's not the end of the world, dude. Especially at the end of it. You know what I mean? We're just joking. That's why we need to fire Kyle. Got to get that in there. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and bounce. That was our mock draft. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you, Terradome, for jumping in here, man. Love your takes, man. Helped us out with the draft. We got Mason Taylor in the third, baby. Let's go. Well, I guess our third pick. Papa J, regardless of what happened, accidents happen, man. You're still the best mod a brother can ask for, man. Appreciate you having around.
Good job, Shanahan.
Jake, etc. Good to see you too, man. Thank you so much for joining. Hope to see more of you. 49er Brian, thank you so much for joining this live, man. Appreciate you. And defending 49ers fans, I appreciate that. Well, I guess people in general. Tribe, biggest hater in here. Don't mind you. I think we saw Taylor. I think we saw the Chiefs fan in here. Thank you so much. Samuel, I appreciate you as well, man. Don't listen to this guy, man, right here. I appreciate you, dude. I really do. Michael, as always, man, sorry about what your daughter goes through and your family goes through with the whole Ram stuff. I'm sorry that happened, man. That won't happen here, man. If anybody does anything like that, they're gonna be banned. Trust. We're not putting up that shit. We don't do anything personal here. We just have fun and talk about football. Rams are the real champs. I don't know if you talk shit or not or whatever, but you did do it here, and that's what matters that I know of. So I appreciate you joining the live as well. I think that's everybody, right? I thought there was someone else I'm missing. Val. I almost forgot Val and Juan. Oh, my God. Thank you so much, Juan, for joining. I appreciate you. I'm slacking. And Val, of course, you guys are clutch. I appreciate you sticking around for such a long show. Filthy Casual, thank you so much. Greg Dayton, the best Chiefs fan, best Raiders fan I know. Appreciate you. Rick Diaz, 49ers Media, you're all awesome. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. As I always say, this channel is nothing without you. This channel is because of you guys. Again, I'm going to keep preaching it. 3,500 subs, 3,500 more than I ever thought I'd get. I love you guys so much, and you guys make this experience awesome. My expectations are absolutely blown away. Sub if you haven't subbed already. We go live all the time, and we're gonna have more of these drafts. If you like those, sub away, like the channel so everyone else can see it, and they can be part of the conversation as well. And we all learn together. And every single like makes my 49ers heart go from here to here.
Oh.
Last words, Poggy.
Thank you, everybody. We appreciate all of you showing up.
All love, fam. I'll see you next video. Bang, bang, not again. Bang, bang, not again. Bang, bang, not